This is a Harper Guys production.
The Harper contains foul language and adult material. If you are easily offended and thin-skinned, you should hit the stop button now. And if you are not a complete idiot, let's get this party started.
Let's get down to brass tacks, gentlemen. If I was informed correctly, the clock is ticking. Is that right, Jimmy?
But good luck arguing that in court. Let me get down to brass tacks.
Listen, let's get down to brass tacks here. How much for the ape?
Jack, let's just cut the crap and get down to brass tacks here.
Are you hating on Neil Diamond?
Holy fuck Neil Diamond.
Our dream of deathmatch is going to come to fruition, and my golden ticket is going to pay off. Hoo-ah. Don't you fucking hoo-ah me, motherfucker.
I want the ability to time travel.
Dumb. This is stupid. Welcome to the Hopper, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jake. With me, as always, my co-host Adam.
That's right.
We're gonna PSA it up.
We're gonna fucking do this, motherfuckers.
It's my least favorite part of the show.
Welcome to the #1 common sense podcast in the world. Let's get ready to mumble. Episode 125. Please visit us at theharperguys.com, where you can also find our Facebook, Twitters, and YouTube links. I said Twitters. You can also listen to us anywhere podcasts are found. Ideas, complaints, or just feeling like saying, yo, email us at theharperguys@gmail.com.
Dude, that was awesome. You're like, let's get ready to mumble.
I did mumble.
That was fucking awesome.
You can only speak so fast when you haven't practiced this.
Yeah. For anybody that sees this on our YouTube channel, I know you're going to be one of about 4 people that view this.
Wrong.
Is it going up?
It is slowly rising.
Okay, well then whoever watches these, all right, without Googling it and doing all that shit, if anybody can tell us what 4 characters at least, at least their real names, if you can't tell us the characters of movies that we have the brass tacks excerpts from in the middle, if anybody can identify who those are.
We're talking movie characters, not real guys' names.
But if you don't know the movie characters, but you can tell by the voices who the real guys are, drop a comment in.
I know
on
every
the show.
single one.
Well, obviously. I think I found 3 of the 4 and sent them over to you like, oh, I found it again.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, let's get down to brass tacks. That was something we both used to say, and it's kind of an older saying.
But that's
right?
not why we have it on the show.
What, the brass tacks?
You forget.
Well, remind me.
We had a little tiff with one of the early podcasts.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And we were talking about them, and you were just being a fucking dick towards them. And I'm like,
they fucking earned it.
I'm like, oh no, because I'm trying to be nice to these guys, even though they were douches. Let's be real. Let's get down
to brass tacks, gentlemen.
That's right.
That's one of them.
So, anyways, to defend ourselves, we didn't retort. They came on and said, "Oh, these guys here, this," and then one guy said, "What the fuck is brass tacks, anyways?" So once we heard that, we put the montage together,
right?
Did a bunch of other shit on it, and now it's part of the show.
Yeah, something only the greats under fucking stand, right?
Yeah,
I mean, those are legends. All 4 of those dudes are legends that we used in the beginning.
Yeah,
no question. And the characters are pretty fucking legendary too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, you want to name off the movies?
I don't think so, because I think that gives it away immediately.
Is it just 3? No,
there's 4. Fuck okay. Yeah, there's 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and fuck those guys anyway. They were from fucking Pittsburgh.
No, it wasn't those guys.
Don't
be hating on our Pittsburgh guys.
All right. Sorry if the Pittsburgh guys are still listening. Ain't you? I'm just used to saying fuck Pittsburgh anyway. So.
No, these were the These guys did some artwork, like quick artwork. You know, they didn't put too much time into it. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But then they hated on us for a minute after Jake hated on them. And then but I know what you were trying to do. You were trying to make some content that was like, oh wow, it's almost like the West Coast East Coast rapper battles. Here we go. They're going at each other here, folks.
I don't even know. I don't even know if those guys still have a fucking podcast. 6 years in, we're fucking running. Fuck those guys.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah,
and
of course they
we're
fucking don't.
putting out podcasts now. Like, oh, speaking of that, I never published the last one.
What the fuck, Adam?
But guess what that means? I'll be putting out one a week here after the.
Man, I'll tell you though. Speaking of not putting out podcasts, I got to get a show done for the other one. Like,
Yeah.
I do miss it. I just have not had time. And like every time I hear our intro, I'm like, man, I miss the siren that goes left to right. But you know what I mean? Like the way you hear it. You know, I don't know if you guys are used to that kind of fun stuff, but it's like left ear to right ear. You know, the way that like a cop car is traveling after you. I wonder how many people have listened to that honestly and thought that there was a cop going on outside. It's got to be more than a few.
A lot.
Brilliant find.
I
though.
don't remember her name, but Crazy Lisa, that used to work with Jen at Roar. Long time
Oh
ago.
yeah,
she
lives in New Orleans now.
She loved our podcast.
Yeah.
and she came in like after I listened to a couple of them. She goes, "You motherfuckers!" She goes, "I was driving down the road. I almost pulled over because of your fucking podcast." And I'm just like, "That's right."
That's right. So I need to get one of those together. You know, we haven't put one of those. I haven't even looked at the numbers. I wonder if anybody even still, you know, listens to them. Like,
yeah,
we still get listeners adding
I
up on
haven't.
there.
I haven't. I mean, I could check right now, but I guarantee.
I mean, at one point we were like, we were getting 25 or 30 grand, something like that.
I mean, you were up to almost 30,000,
Yeah.
if not surpassed by now.
I wonder how we've done. Yeah, I need to get.
So-
I need to get an episode out.
Yeah, some
I'm
people
sure.
are probably like, there are people that are walking around wondering where their saviors are.
Well, what's funny is
savior.
is there's a few people like they're like one or two like, you know, degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Groupies?
Well, like people that like we know, but like we don't know. Like I was asked about it by Guy Ulmer's wife. She's like, "Are you guys putting out any more shows?" And I'm like, "Well, you know, we kind of sporadically have on that show. Like it hasn't carried on, you know, just because of, and it's really my time. I mean, I have no excuses. I know you've been ready to go with the recording end of it, but it's like it takes several hours to put one of those shows together, right?
It's a different beast.
Right, to where like you got to do some homework on that show. You
This
know,
show-
and apparently he loves to listen to it while he's mowing, to where he's gone back and listened to a couple of them like more than once because like he really liked
Ulmer?
like the particular shows. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Well, it's a way different breed. Like that has a lot of thought. You
Yeah.
actually need to type it out so you can read it,
Right.
and also, you know,
Well, the content's different too.
regurgitate it with emphasis, and you know, like not just like reading something. And
Yeah.
you know, this show, even though a lot of times I try to put order together with some topics,
Yeah.
you and I could honestly sit down here and just bullshit our way through this.
I agree. But like the Gallows is something different. I mean, if you guys ever pull up an episode of the Gallows, like this is me and Adam, like fuck you, no fuck you, like laughing about shit. You know, like we agree on a lot, we disagree on some things, and you know that is like that's the hardcorest of true crime. Like they're all death penalty cases. Like every episode, somebody got murdered. Actually, in every episode, at least two people, at least one by the state and one by whoever did the murdering. You know
Always
what I mean? Like,
an execution. We
Yeah.
got the promo on here. I mean, we could roll that out.
You don't
right
got to
now.
roll the promo. We're
Okay.
we're just bullshitting about it right now. But like, if you get a chance, go search for us. You can't miss it. It's got a big electric chair and shit. And I mean, there was a time that we were doing well. We were getting up some charts and shit. You know, it's just life got in the way a little bit. But maybe that'll be a concerted effort thing here. Once we get past vacations over the next month or so, maybe we'll. Maybe I'll try to sink some time back into putting a few shows back together to roll back out on that.
Well, like this show, for instance, we noticed that we were not putting out much. It was going down every year. A few,
Yeah.
you know, I forget what the last year's numbers were, but it wasn't a lot. It was like 6 or 8 of episodes. And I told Jake, I said, we need to get more. I said, I said, let's do at least 10 this year.
Yeah.
That'll almost double last year's.
Yeah.
The year before that was like 8. So I'm like, we got to do this. So we've carved it out. We're trying to do this every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I think we kind of hit a bump or two. That was my fault. But we're pretty much right on schedule, though.
Yeah, we're cruising right now. I mean, it would be interesting. I haven't done it in a long time. I need to go back and listen to some of the old episodes and see how
Of this or that one?
both, but like just to
Oh.
see our old quality at the
I
beginning,
do.
how it was. and
I do.
Do you laugh?
I laugh so fucking much
Really?
at everything.
Really?
I'm like, I laugh and I'm like, am I stupid? I'm down here by myself listening. Like I'll put it on at work and I'll have like our video going. I do it all from YouTube
And it's still funny.
because I want to see it as well as hear it.
Yeah.
And it makes me laugh.
Yeah, one of the funny things that you'll get if you guys ever do this is like at the beginning, I look about like I do now, and then I lose a bunch of weight. It's like in the middle of it, and then like I put a bunch back on. So you can see the years as we progress here a little bit.
The same with both of us.
I think it's pretty funny. What are you talking, dude? You're one of those guys. Like
Okay.
people that run into you from high school are like, you look the same since high school, Reisinger.
Listen.
Just your little goat chin.
Listen, I put on enough weight for me that I don't like it.
This fucking guy.
And then I take a shit and I feel bad.
Is there anything worse in this world than somebody fucking complaining about something that doesn't really apply to them? Like, it's the most annoying fucking thing ever. It's like fucking white housewives wearing fucking BLM t-shirts. You know what I mean? Like, get your own fucking cause. You know what I mean? Holy shit. I'm just saying. So,
I get it.
yeah. I'm just saying, if you got online to like some fat person group, you know what I mean? And they were having like online meetings. You got on there, they'd be like, what are you doing?
Can we get rid of this guy?
Like, are you in the right place?
Yeah.
Then you'd have to turn into a Democrat, and you'd be like, well, I identify as a morbidly obese person. Then they're going to be stuck in a fucking quandary. Do you get to fucking stay?
I think we should let him stay.
Right. Right? And you start talking about how hard it is to find fucking size 36 pants and shit, Struggle's real out there. You know how hard it is to find them?
I think Jake's dipping into his comedy set here.
I'm not dipping into my comedy set.
Yes, you are.
I'm just, hey, you know what? I will tell you this, that like, I feel like my life has changed so much over the last couple years, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel
I
like,
would say so.
I feel like my home life is better than it's literally ever been at any other point in my life. That's not to take anything away from my parents from the growing up years. I just mean like as a man and as an adult.
As an adult, bro.
Like my stress at work is higher than it's ever been, probably. You know what I mean? But like, I think that the humor side of me is more of a natural reaction anymore.
Yeah.
Like I'm genuinely a happier person. So me going off on shit like that, like this is me all the time. Like it's to the point, like I love it. Like my wife has started dropping like dad jokes and shit all the time. And she like, when we first met, she'll tell you like, she was not a person that probably got a lot of comments on her comedy acumen. You know what I mean? Man, as it goes on now, like she pulls out one-liners you don't see coming, and I love it.
Yeah.
Like I'm training the kids, like not training them, but like they're listening to me, and like they've always got one-liners for stuff. Some of them you probably should keep inside these four walls. Not everything's built to go to school with you, but so
Yeah.
don't take it as me trying to pull a comedy show on you. It's like I'm testing material. It's just like this is the approach that I try to take to my life now. If I can't see the humor in something, you know what I mean? I try to not get as angry as I used to. I think I used to sit on some of these shows and be like, fuck them and fuck you and fuck it all. You know what I mean? Now, like, if I say fuck you, like, hopefully it's like with a little bit of a smile on my face and a laugh in my tone.
Yeah, there was some, I can't think of the fucking guy's name. Al Pacino moments.
Well, when you're going to fucking do shit like that, you deserve whatever version of me you get. Fucking tell me Al Pacino's worth of fuck.
I didn't. I said hoo-ah.
That fucking guy. Fuck that shit. The stupidest
That might
fucking.
have been the most mad you ever got.
Stupidest fucking quote of all time. It's not even a real fucking word. I mean, at least if you're like pow, at least that's a real fucking word.
Pow is a word?
POW? Right. Of course it's a word. Pow.
I guess. Not a word, but
But you know what it's from.
POW? Yeah, Vietnam.
You know what POW's from. This fucking guy. Now who's testing comedy material?
Yeah.
Huh?
I'm always there. I'm always there for you, buddy.
All right. I'll let you get started. I know you got a list to get through.
I don't have. I got some fun shit.
I'm just shitting on your parade here a little bit. Just fucking taking it over.
No, you're not. And it's actually perfect. You came in when I needed you, buddy.
What does that mean?
Because I don't have a big, gigantic topic list, but we got plenty to go through.
So now you don't fucking need me?
I do need you. I do need you. 100%
All right, man. Fire away. What are we doing tonight?
Is it difficult? You're looking at my phone. Quit looking at my phone.
I can't even see it, bro. Thanks for
trying.
look, dude, it literally just looks like white blobs on a screen.
I'm gonna put a what do they got the screen protector on?
I don't even care. Rapid fire.
So, obviously, you've been in a domestic relationship, multiple, whatever, for a while. It doesn't matter if it's 1, 2, or 3.
Okay.
Choosing what's for dinner.
Yeah.
How do you? So like we're at the point now. We're at a rough patch because it's like. Well, I'll explain later. But like, do you ever get in those moments where like, God,
all the time.
All the time. Fucking to do.
All the time. But we've developed a pretty
I
good
was gonna
system.
say I want to hear this.
We got a pretty good system. So my wife is an amazing planner, right?
Good.
So she does the shopping every weekend, right? And we will plan meals for the week, right?
That's the easiest
Right, and it's
way.
based on some kind of a meat and a vegetable most of the time. You know what I mean? We eat a lot of salads to go with it, right? So that's pretty much what we do. Now, we all know that we're in the part of life where things get away from you, you know, whether all of a sudden we didn't know until 5:30 that Junior had an event, we have to be at the school at 7, right?
Yeah.
Or you know what? I ended up having to work late. She ended up having to work late. By the time we're done at 6 o'clock and nobody wants to cook dinner, you know? So
Yeah. You got to be flexible.
right. So what we've kind of done in our flexibility is we know kind of within about a 20-minute circle of our house, pretty much what everything is, to where, you know, we have a few go-to places and like we kind of reel off of this list of 10. You know what I mean? And it's a couple different food genres. You know what I mean? Like you try to not spend your whole life eating out. You know what I mean? Like it's not that healthy for you, and it's definitely not healthy for the pocketbook these days.
No.
You know, but we like what's nice for her is like I've got a couple foods that I can eat basically 24/7, 365. I don't get tired of chicken wings. I don't really get tired of steak. You know what I mean? So it's like I can eat a burger almost anywhere I go.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I enjoy sushi. I have several different things I can get at a Mexican restaurant. You know what I mean?
I can eat anywhere as well.
I can eat a sub.
The only where I kind of get tripped up a little bit is seafood.
Yeah.
I mean, I will eat some shrimp, but I mean, I'm not
You're not a big seafood guy.
I'm not going to get a lobster.
Yeah, that's cool. So if she's kind of like, I don't want to cook, I'll be like, well, where are we going? You know what I mean? Like, do we have something else to go do in the world? You know, because it's always good to go out and accomplish something else, you know? So I'll be like, well, these are the 4 restaurants over there, you know? And if she's like, I don't care, you pick. Well, I'm going to pick one of the 3 or 4 staples. I could eat, I'll shout out, you know, unsolicited, unsponsored, but I could eat at the Winking Lizard 4 nights a week for a very, 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 very long time and not get tired of it. I like their food. I like the atmosphere. Like that's
Where is a Winking Lizard? You got one close?
Yeah, there's one 15 minutes down the road in Macedonia.
Oh, there you go. I think the one in Fairlawn's gone.
No.
Still there?
No. It's there and
Is it
rolling.
still where
bro.
it had been?
It's right off the highway there.
Okay.
You get off the highway and you turn right, and it's like, do you know where J.C. Penney's and all that stuff is in Fairlawn? It's like right there. Like if you're standing in the parking lot, you can see
so it's
Home
moved.
Depot, and yeah, it's not down on that little. It's not where we went
Yeah.
a long time ago
Yeah.
together. No, it's moved up. So
Yeah.
turn on the first.
So
road
it's over
right
by
there.
Best Buy area?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if you turn like you're going to Best Buy, like when you turn off of 18, you got to turn right, and then you got to turn right again
Yeah.
to get back in there. It sits right on the left, right where you're going to make that turn.
I'm
back.
gonna have to take the family there because there's a
Oh,
couple
yeah, dude.
there's a couple times where we're like, I'm gonna take you guys up to Fairlawn and we're just gonna pick someplace.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, I don't
Yeah. Monday's bone in night. Tuesday's boneless night. Wednesday night is the.
How often do you go?
I've been there several times. Wednesday night is the rib, the 2 rib meals. Either you can get a half rack or a full rack. And Thursday night is burger night, except for the Big Ed.
I don't know anybody that wants a half a rack. Anyways,
Depends on what it's made out
I
of.
digress. No, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
So that's how we do that. That's how we do that. We're pretty, but we also keep a few things in the house
Yeah.
for like kind of a quicker
Oh yeah.
dinner, like something that we can throw together pretty quick. You know, like we're into grilling season, and
Oh, yeah.
I get
I
my
love it.
money's worth out of my grill. You know, like I was on it a couple times this weekend. Like it's a whole thing. Like whether it's chicken, hamburgers, hot dogs, beef, like whatever the flavor is.
But do you get to the? I guess my point is, or my question is, do you get to the point where you get the roadblocks and you're like, oh fuck, what are we gonna do tonight?
I mean, there's times, but I feel like when we feel like that, it's because we don't want to make a decision about anything anymore. You know what I mean? And you know what those nights usually turn into? You want to order some Chinese. You know?
Yeah, I mean, we have those times where, like, this is my wife. She's so worried about the kids.
Yeah.
my daughter's working her part-time job, but she doesn't get off till like 8:15, and so she misses a lot of dinners because she's working. Gets there at 4, but she's so worried about her
Yeah.
that sometimes we gotta like make sure we have something for her when she gets home,
Sure.
even if it's something she has to warm up.
Yeah.
So that kind of fucks shit up a little bit, but we make it work. She also works at a restaurant, so occasionally she can get food, but sometimes it's hard to work and eat at the same time. I get that. Look at that.
Don't love that.
Bring out your dead. I don't know what that is. Doesn't matter.
I don't know if you guys can hear that in there, but like every time he does that, there's like a ringing through the table.
It's okay. Don't bang on the table. Anyways, so
At least not during a podcast.
we have a little Mexican restaurant that's kind of a little go-to when we're like kind of in between, but the kids don't eat there. It's a artisan taco place in the Norton Plaza called Funky Truckeria.
Oh, dude, those tacos are baller.
Oh, really, really, really good. I get 2 chorizo tacos. I used to get 3, but now, 2 is way more than enough. And fills you up, down a beer with it. Fucking bueno.
Bueno. You ever do like the double shell where you can get like queso or guac or something in between the 2 shells?
No, I actually
Hell
don't.
yeah.
I'm not a big guac fan. I know. We're not friends anymore.
Why eat the superfood, right? Eat all the other shit that is Mexican. The one thing in Mexican food that's super healthy for you.
I don't like it.
It's fine.
I mean, I get
it.
I can eat a beet.
I get it, man.
But I don't want to feel like I'm eating dirt.
I don't like cauliflower, bro. I get it.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch I don't like. Do you like tomatoes?
I don't mind them.
Okay.
You don't like tomatoes?
No. Listen.
You mind them on something, but you don't like it tomato.
No, I'm not that kind of person. I either like something or I don't. I'm not like this. I like it on this, but not on that. No. Tomatoes I didn't like for 45 years. Didn't like tomatoes. Don't look inside of it. It's not even fucking done. Whatever it's doing, it's not done.
It's a vegetable, bro.
It looks like it's still doing something in there.
What?
Have you ever sliced a tomato? It doesn't look like it's done. Anyways,
Because it's juicy?
yeah. So, but no, in the last 5 years, I have found a taste for. So let's put it this way: I don't go out of my way to get tomatoes.
Yeah.
But like the other day, we had a cookout for Memorial Day, and there's tomato slices there. I grab one, I slap one on the burger because I like them on my burgers.
Yeah.
And yes, if I see some small ones, put them in ranch and pop them. Yeah, it's great. I like tomatoes.
What do you eat on a burger?
What do I put on my burger?
Yeah.
Like if I could have anything on my burger, what do I put?
Yeah.
Habanero cheese. I know you're already out of your league.
Fucking lame.
Okay, we can even do pepper jack if you're too
Oh
scared.
my God. Gains. Sorry. Gains.
Yeah, you sorry?
That's what you get is gains.
You got to have cheddar or American. America.
America.
Anyways,
Fuck
so
yeah.
cheese. We'll just say cheese for Jake. Pickle, lettuce, tomato, mustard. I'm good.
Really?
That's all I need.
No onion.
No onions.
Man, I don't like lettuce on a burger at all.
What?
It's just wilty and shitty, and it
You don't
fucking,
get the wilty
it just
ones. You get
makes
the
it
crunchy ones.
fucking wet and shitty. I hate that shit. Tomato,
Dumb.
tomato, onion, pickle. Then what do you do? Are you a ketchup guy? Ketchup and mustard?
I
Or are you a mayo guy?
throw the ketchup as far as I can across the room.
You don't like ketchup?
On nothing.
Even fries?
Oh my God, mustard.
Get the hell out of here.
Dip in mustard. Oh, you know what I like on my fries? Hot buffalo sauce. Oh, all day long. Try that shit. Change your life.
So you eat mustard or mayo?
Both.
Together?
I can. Wow. Chicken sandwich, like a patty?
Yeah.
Mustard and mayo. Absolutely.
Just mayo.
But I could do both.
That's interesting. I'm surprised, man. I'm surprised you're not a ketchup fella.
I have always been a mustard kid. Like the Pepsi Coke challenge,
Yeah.
mustard, throw the ketchup away. I don't like it.
Really?
I mean, I can eat it, but I just don't want it.
Wow. I love it.
You love ketchup.
I love ketchup.
God. I love ketchup like you. I love mustard like you love ketchup.
I love ketchup and mustard together on a burger or mayo. I can take either way, but I don't want ketchup and mayo. I don't want mustard and mayo. I don't like my shit mixed up together like that. Ketchup and mustard or mayo. And I'm talking mayo, not that fucking Hellman's. I mean, not that hot. I love Hellman's. Kraft is like what Hunt's is to Heinz, like Kraft works too.
Yeah.
I don't want your spin blend, Miracle Whip, horse shit on a fucking anything.
Whatever.
It just tastes like fucking sugar dumped in fucking fat.
I'm gonna tell you what. I had some friends. They had kids when we were younger.
Yeah.
Like 18, 19, and they would punish them by spooning mustard in their mouth. That was like a punishment. They would scream, "Ah!" And I'm over there going, "That is like a dessert. What are you doing?" I would be like, "Yes, I'm being bad. Mustard, please."
Right.
Well, I keep doing that. I don't know who's. It's either my mic or your mic.
I don't know.
We solved it by readjusting the flim flam.
The flim flam on the wham
We're
wham.
good. But yeah, no, I'm a mustard guy. Like oh, tater tots. What do you put on those?
Ketchup, baby.
Mustard all
Salt
the way.
and ketchup.
Oh,
Salt and
mustard.
ketchup.
You don't need salt when you put
That's
mustard on.
dumb as hell.
You freaking start sweating under your eyeballs. Oh, it's great.
Mustard. And dude, why would you ruin a burger with some kind of fucking pepper cheese?
Habanero cheese.
No, dude. Well, that's
Oh my god,
weird
it
as
is
hell.
So good. Oh, I forgot bacon. If I'm putting anything on a burger, bacon cheeseburger. Let's go. God damn, is that so good?
I know this is gonna sound like it's not me, but like I can take it or leave it.
What?
I don't really love like
You don't like bacon?
bacon's good, but like I don't like love it on a. It's not like it's not. I'm not.
Pig is good.
I like you're gonna probably laugh at this. Probably my all-time least favorite fast food burger is the Baconator.
No, that's gross.
Can't eat it, bro.
Listen,
Nasty. I ordered one time. I ended up throwing the whole thing away. I was so disgusted.
I have eaten not like whatever the big one is. I've never eaten that one. Like there's 3 levels of this Baconator. There's like son of Baconator, and then this whatever gross thing.
Yeah.
I've had the middle one, and probably the son of Baconator. I've never went
Yeah.
full Monty, and it's too much.
Yeah. I just don't dig
But
it.
did I throw it away? Hell no, I ate the fucking
No.
thing.
But I'm also like that guy that like I don't eat fast food. Like like you and I did like a year ago. One time coming back from the woods.
I mean, it's kind of like out of necessity. It's not really like I'm looking for it.
but like I mean I get once or twice a year is like absolutely like I don't eat fast food. I mean I eat food, but I don't like fast food. Like there's something about it to me that like you can just like taste like the shittiness of it. I don't know, but if I do, it's gonna be Wendy's and it's gonna be a Dave's double with no lettuce.
So for me, everybody in the world knows fast food is not good for you.
Yeah,
Everybody in the world knows that McDonald's is the absolute fucking bottom of the barrel.
it is.
Me, I try to be selective. I don't eat fast food hardly at all anymore.
Yeah,
But if I'm gonna go do it, I'll probably go get a chicken sandwich from Arby's because when you look at that, there's minimal
yeah,
ingredients,
Yep.
and you're eating a big chunk of chicken, and it doesn't look like it's that processed shit.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is a little bit,
sure.
but to the extent of trying to eat as healthy as you can from fast food, that to me is my go-to.
You know what I've done many times actually on the road, like you said, when you're stuck in that moment and that's all you can do. I've gotten I'll get the half-pound roast beef, no bun, to where I just eat a pile of roast beef out of a box.
Okay.
And then I get you can get applesauce instead of fries, and then a Diet Coke. So it's like, that's as low calories you can get with trying to fill up while you're driving.
Still telling you, dude, the Diet Coke's no good.
Everybody knows.
You know
but
that.
I'm just telling you
Why
what
don't
I do.
you just go for the high test? It's
I don't like it.
Come on.
I don't, dude. Like, that's the thing is, like, when you go for a long time with drinking Diet Pop and then you try to drink a regular pop, I know, again, never met a piece of pie I didn't like. You know what I mean? I can't drink full sugar pop. Like, one sip of it and I'm like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
It's just,
I
it's
suppose,
too much.
I suppose. Once you get used to it. Like, I don't drink pop hardly at all.
I mean,
But-
I've stopped drinking Diet Mountain Dew. I don't even know the last one I had. I mean,
No shit.
I'll end up drinking a couple during deer season.
Yeah.
Just like for some extra caffeine while I'm out in the
Oh,
woods.
that's different.
You know what I mean? But like there's none here in the house. Like,
Yeah.
I used to drink it all the time. Like, I've given up a lot of that stuff. Every once in a while, I have Coke Zero.
Yeah.
See,
See, I'm always like a roller coaster, but we don't. A lot of times what we'll buy now is we'll like buy the mini cans
Yeah,
of like 7-Up or Sprite or some cherry Coke. We'll leave it out in the garage.
yeah,
Every time I open the fridge, I don't see it.
yeah.
It's out in the garage where it's lukewarm or cold in the winter, and the girls will go out and get it occasionally. But once in a while, and most of the time it's because I've already got a bubbly.
Yeah.
Why would I have a pop if I have a
A
beer?
bubbly.
Yeah.
Oh, a beer.
Yeah. Why would
I thought you meant bubbly like the
not like,
the-
champagne?
no, I thought you meant bubbly like the brand, like the
Bublé.
yeah, dude.
That shit's about as
And like, I think it's something that like women are somehow trained to like. My wife loves it. And like, I've tried and I'm like,
It's like flat tire soda.
but it has all the bubbles in it, but it's like, there's a hint of whatever fake ass fruit they decide to put in it. I'm like, this could not be any better for you.
You're looking at it and you're like, God. And I forget I don't know if it was Buble or whatever it was, but my wife was like, these are supposed to be really good and healthy for you.
Yeah.
If you're going to drink pop, this is what you should drink. I said, well, let's get 4 different flavors and take them home. We'll have one. We'll just pick whichever one we want. I forget what it was. I got root beer, I think. And I was like, I love root beer. This was the worst goddamn root beer I ever had.
Oh, the worst?
That
Really?
was.
Do you remember, I don't know if you ever had it back in the 80s, did you ever have the root beer Kool-Aid?
I don't know. I don't
Dude.
think so.
It's like root beer without the bubbles.
Like flat.
Dude, it's the nastiest
Yeah, no good.
beverage on the planet.
Yeah. no
It's
good.
pretty bad, man. It's pretty bad. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with all that.
All right.
All right.
Let's see what else we got here.
So that's how we got through food.
Okay. Oh, we're going to talk about, for those of you that don't know and may not give a shit, we're going to talk about it anyways. We
First time listener,
and-
welcome
and,
to How the Fuck We Do.
And I'm going to tell or put all this on Jake. This is
Oh,
Jake
God.
is the reason for all of this. And we have this friend group that's been growing. And we've got about 9 or 10 right now. Well, we'll say 9. And actually, it's funny. The one guy was just hiding in the weeds. No one even knew he was in there. And then I'm like, he's in the chat. It was Dudley.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I've met Dudley. I've heard his
You
name.
have. When you see him, you'll know him.
But I'm like,
He's cool.
Josh, he's in the chat. He's go, oh, cool.
You said it to me because I was like, because everybody was talking about him possibly going, and I'm like,
Yeah.
is he even fucking aware? Like,
Well,
this is
the
going
other
on?
day, I knew you were busy, so I messaged Josh. I said, "Who is this blobbity number?" I said, "I've got everybody else filled out."
Saved in your phone.
And he goes, "It's probably Tim." And I'm like, "No, I've got Tim." And he
Yeah.
goes, he didn't come back. And then about
Old
10 minutes
Maynard.
later, he goes, "That's Dudley." I said, "Okay, cool." I don't, like I said. But anyways, the whole point about what
He's
I'm
cool. He's in the
talking
Roar
about
League
is
with us.
we are getting together here in about a month
Yep.
to go golfing. This is our 3rd annual now. And the point I'm bringing this up is build a friend group. Get some old friends together from work, from high school, whatever.
Yeah.
Because that's what all this group is. I've got a friend in this that went to high school with me. We got Jake's brother, Mikey, that you went to high school with,
Brian,
Brian.
Hop,
Yeah. So it's a collage. And then we got some work friends,
Jake,
Jake, and then
and then he brought in Brian.
and then he brought his friends. So it's just a collage of guys, and we've played cards now. We've played video game nights. What we try to do is something in the winter and something in the summer.
And then we've had something. The 3rd event has grown by one person. Sorry, grew by 2 people last year. So I'm hoping some more of the group will do it this year.
What is that?
So we have the summer outing.
Oh,
We have
yeah.
the summer outing. We have the night before the Super Bowl get together for video games, cards, and UFC. And the last 2 years, we've had a small part of the group has gone to a Browns game.
Well, that was one time.
So no, 2 now.
2?
Yeah, the first one was just me, Bryant, and Jake.
Yeah, that didn't really count.
And nobody else wanted to go.
I don't think we really had the group together then.
What do you mean? We did because we had already had the first golf outing before that.
Right, but it really wasn't like it is now, where we're always
Well,
chatting.
we're gonna
So,
see. I'm throwing it out in the universe in May.
For those of you who want to start your own friend group and are like confused, start it on the chat group. That's the best way, because then you can just organize as much as you can. Even though a bunch of guys, it's really hard to organize until
is.
somebody puts the flag in the ground and says, "This is the date. Who can make it?"
Well, what we've kind of started to do too, though, is, and I think we're going to continue to refine this a little bit, but like now we're doing the last weekend in June, right? And we do the night before the Super Bowl to where it's like, these are things on a calendar that you can mark,
Yeah.
and like know that this is when this is coming up. And then the Browns game will be somewhere in October.
Sure.
It's what it usually is. So yeah, man, I think it's cool that we have a friend group and like, no matter what's going on in the world, if some crazy shit happens. And what I think is interesting, that I don't want to steal all your thunder.
No,
on this,
you're not.
But what I think is cool is like everybody kind of has like their own deal in here. You know what I mean? Like, love my brother to death. He's like the David Goggins of the group.
I don't know who David Goggins is.
Well, again, that perfect. He's like one of the most hardcore like endurance athletes of
Okay.
all time, right? To where Josh is the one that's like he's in his upper 40s, still has a fucking 8-pack. I think he ended last year with like 38,000 push-ups or something like that. He keeps trying
He
to break.
counts them per year,
I think last year was 38,000
so he counts them.
push-ups. Yeah. Like he'll just like, oh, I've got 10 minutes. He'll just drop and give himself 100. You know what I mean? His walking and running is like on another fucking level. And now he's added lifting into it. So he runs, walks, lifts, and then also does like plyometrics shit. Like he's in amazing shape to where like he kind of fills that role in a little bit. A couple of the other guys are like the local, whenever there's an update in the sporting world, like they're the first ones to jump on it and get it into the group chat if it pertains to like one of the Cleveland teams,
Which we're not all Cleveland fans, by the way.
Right. Other ones of us just throw jokes out there about dumb shit once in a while, and it's good, man. And it's like,
It's real good.
I think it's one of those things too. It's like we talk about it. It's like every person in this group isn't somebody that we've all been friends with for
Right.
10, 20 years. But I think that it's to the point where, if Tim broke down in Canton, hey, Bags is home, he'd come right out and help him with whatever he needs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you
Like-
could use that friend group as a lifeline.
Right. Like
Yeah.
like the guys are here for you. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not going to call anybody out by names and say that there is anybody that would or would not, but like I know there's a bunch of names on that list
I think so.
that would show up for me at 2:00 in the morning if the phone rang and I really needed
You might even be
something.
surprised.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's probably most of the list,
Yeah.
There's one guy that I would fuck with about it a little bit, like, hate to interrupt your beauty sleep, but in all honesty, like, that's one of the other great things about it is that you keep doing this shit, and by not just having it be the outings, because we communicate with each other. I mean, what's the
year.
what's the longest we go? 2-3 days without anybody putting anything in there once in a while?
I mean, probably before the outing, it could have been a couple weeks, but
Yeah.
still, somebody's saying something.
Right. But it's like, it kind of builds a bond between everybody, I love it.
So here's what we did. So we have this golf outing going, and Jake and Josh and myself were talking via text, and we're like, well, we got to do something to make the pecking order for teams. And right away, everybody's like, well, I don't give a shit who we're paired with. And I said, I know, but I think that this group's, we've done a few things together. I said, I don't think anybody would be upset if they got paired with somebody else. I don't think it would be an issue.
Right.
So I was like, let's do something fun to make the teams. And of course, me and Baker are going to be teammates, which is exactly what I didn't want.
Well, depending on the numbers that we don't have in yet.
I know, but I just think it's hilarious. I'm like, the one thing I didn't want was my, childhood best friend to be my teammate because
Hey, man, you're the one who took credit for half of the other mower. I'm the one who fucked that whole thing up and lit it on fucking fire.
I was watching you after I worked on it.
But I was doing it. Well, we both worked on it.
It's a half,
Mikey
dude.
fucking rebuilt it. I mean, if anything, we're going to fucking blame Mikey for it. I'm just kidding, Mike. I'd never blame you for that. That was amazing work on his part. But it's like, I'm the one who just slapped it in there and didn't mind and just kept rolling.
But you were driving. I was the constructor of it.
I mean, hey, we can remove you guys from being friends for this.
I don't care. I just think it's funny. That's what I'm getting at.
I'm just saying, you can have a different partner.
I always am like with fate. I mean, if it is what it is, I just thought it was funny. I'm like, I should have been paired up with Tim or something, somebody I don't know as well.
That's what I'm saying. Like maybe Matt needs to spend a day with somebody else out on the course. We're all gonna play cards later that night.
Yeah, he actually won that last time too. First time ever,
Yeah,
ever in your basement.
yeah.
God, champion trail.
I was stoked for him, man. Like we all talk shit and have fun. You know what I mean? Like you start to get frustrated a little bit sometimes.
Dude, he played 12 years in my basement, never won a tournament.
Right.
Came in second like 4 times.
Yeah.
But he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you and I would have come in second 4 times and never won, we'd have been like, what the fuck is going on?
Dude, I'd have been beside myself. But that's the fun part too, is like, for a bunch of really good guys, there's a few decent card players in the group. Mm-hmm. You know, to where I think it makes it fun.
I think it almost is. It's tricky as well because like when you look at the group, I don't know, stereotype or not, I would not think that Bryant and Jake would be good at cards, but they're really good card players.
They're both really good card players. Dude, Tim is a really good card player.
Yeah.
Like, it's
think-
amazing.
I think our group is pretty freaking tight when it comes to cards.
I was going to say, top to bottom, there's a bunch of good card players in there.
I mean, even like Baker, for instance, he's not an amazing card player, but he's been doing it for so long, he knows what the fuck he's doing.
Right. But look, one of the things I love about Baker is like, you know, when the drinks start flowing, I feel like but I feel like the propensity to bluff, like everybody gets a little bit more bluff happy.
I don't think he bluffs ever.
No. What I'm saying is this: I think that everybody else gets a little more bluff happy.
Oh,
and he's just like, I'll call. Meh.
The thing about Baker is he's either going to be out early or he's going to be in it a long time because he's going to stay in a lot of hands.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Great dude. One of the best. So looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Right
So, anyways,
after I
get
back.
your friends together.
I love it.
Do the best you can because honestly, you know, Jake and I have talked about this even when we started the podcast. One of the things that came out of his mouth was, "Hey, I don't have a lot of friends. A couple from high school, you, maybe somebody from work." But now, you know, he's created this, built this up, and now it's like
We all have. I mean, it was an idea that I had.
I know, but
to get everybody together for it.
it's you all the way.
No way. Like, cause like I couldn't have done this on my own. I mean, it was my idea to kind of pull the first group together. But like, if you guys were all like, "Hey, we'll see you when we see you," like it would have been a one and done type thing. Like, I'm not taking any credit for any of this. I mean, I credit to the fact that if I had to say one thing, I feel like I have fairly decent judgment in human beings. You know, other than a few from my past, but you know what I'm saying, to where I think that, you know, good dudes recognize good dudes and they end up having a good time hanging out together, you know? And if somebody was brought into the group that was a great big douche, like they'd get pushed out real quick because everybody else would be like,
Well, I think it's kind of funny too. Like this group is like most guy groups, I would assume. You know, you pick on each other a little bit, you have to fuck with each other a little bit. That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
That's always the way it's been.
yeah. Nobody get their panties in too much of a bunch about
Like
it, though.
I've never met Tim before the last time we played cards.
Yeah.
It's the first time, and he's pulling shit on me, and I'm pulling shit right back on him, and it's the way it should be.
Yeah, agreed.
It's fun.
Yeah, but I will say one more thing just to kind of reemphasize your point, though, is like life's fucking shorter than you think it is.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we're a bunch of dudes in our 40s that are starting to find this out quick. Like these years start flying past you. So make sure you get out there and spend a little time with your boys, you know? And it's, I think that we've learned that through this. You can get a whole lot more out of a day of, you know, golf and cards, you know, hanging out together than going fucking bar hopping and putting yourself in positions to make fucking bad decisions. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like I don't want to be there when somebody from my group makes a bad decision. You know what I mean? Feel like we're hiding something for somebody. I don't need that in my life.
No.
You know what I mean?
No,
Like-
100%.
Like I don't worry about like my friends getting caught like smoking crack on the 7th tee box. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like just don't need that.
No, and I think if we had fucking crackhead on our team, we probably would fucking. Well, this is the last time for that guy.
Right, gotta lock everything up. But get out there and spend some time with your boys, and like hopefully you can get to the point like if you have to fight with your wife about it, that shouldn't be such a thing.
I think you got to be smart.
Pre-plan that shit.
This group, obviously, we're okay once or twice, maybe 3 times a year. That's not asking too much.
Right.
Now, when I played cards with my little home game, it was once a month. That's probably as much as you'd want to do.
That's the max.
That's probably a little bit too much, honestly.
It was
But
pretty fun though.
actually, when I started that, I was like in my late 20s, and I never saw my friends. Never. You know, everybody got domesticated. Everybody settled down and
Right.
and had their own thing going on. And unless you plan something, you're never going to see each other.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? I'm sick of this. I used to see my 2 friends and my cousin. I used to see them all the fucking time, and now I never see them. So once a month, baby.
Right. But that's the thing that you got to do is like you can't have it all to where it's like you can't have poker night once a month and then bowl every Tuesday and then podcast every other week. Like you got to give something up
Oh yeah.
in the realm of that. You know what I mean? But So get your ass out there.
You just gotta have
See your friends and make a few other ones.
common sense. That's why you're here.
Because I'll tell you this, last thing on this topic is, unless you start working with somebody new, how many new friends do you really make after the age of 40 that have an opportunity to become actually a fairly decent friend?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm almost 3 years into a new job.
Yeah.
I go into the office once a week. I have acquaintances there that I have seen now over the few years, but I'm not going to become friends with any of these people.
Right. That's what
None
I'm saying.
of them.
So how many new friends are you really going to make after 40?
Not a lot.
Right.
Unless, see, this is where the wife comes in sometimes. Like, hey, I met Jill, and, her husband seems cool. Let's go. Or, who knows?
I mean, those are worth the roll of the dice once in a while. I mean,
yeah.
a lot of times Tom's a fucking asshole. And,
Right.
It's like, you know what? I really enjoy when you and Jill hang out.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm going to go down to the property and do some mowing. Sorry it landed on mowing weekend again. I just hate that this keeps happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, pick another topic.
All right, here we go. Okay. You see how long this one is? Woo, baby, let's do it.
What is going
This
on
is
here?
something new. This is to mix up the show a little bit.
All right.
We can discuss these and we can fly right by them.
Okay.
It's just a yay or nay.
Yay or nay?
This is a new. We've never done this.
There's no discussion about them.
No, it can be,
Okay.
but it's like first one.
How many of these are we going to agree on?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, God. You already know we're going to disagree on some of them?
Like this, we've already covered this topic once, but I threw it out there. This is like the stress test on the. What do? They hook you up to the lie detector. They always ask you a couple ones, like so they know the answers right off the bat. This is I know the answers right off the bat. The first few. Face tattoos.
No. Get the fuck out of here.
No.
No.
All right. Here's another one. Speedos.
As a joke, yes. As an actual, I think I look good in this? No.
Like a daily? No, of course not.
Fuck no.
All right. I know this one too. Mowing.
Fuck that shit. That's fuck. I trade money for time every fucking time.
But it's a good, healthy workout, Jake. Let's be real.
There are people that greatly enjoy it. I grew up with a traumatic fucking mowing experience. We've talked about it on the show. I don't have to re-lament it, but I don't fucking care.
Remember hearing any dramatic mowing story.
Are you serious?
What mowing story was traumatic?
We had 22 trees in our yard growing up, right? So
You have the count?
trust me, yes, in an acre and a half. All right. So I used to have to drag the push mower around to 22 different trees.
I don't think you've ever told this story.
And do the trim around it, right? I'm talking, I was like 8, 9, like young, dragging this fucking heavy ass lawn chief around the fucking yard, right? To get this shit done. I mean, my dad was going to make sure I was a man, well, while he was riding. Well, he taught Josh to do the riding lawn mowing, right? So come 11, I'm like, why am I always stuck trimming?
Josh.
Right?
Gets to ride.
I'm like, why am I always stuck trimming? I would rather spend 2.5 hours doing the riding lawn mowing than an hour and a half dragging that fucking thing all over the hot summer
What was
heat.
it, like a weed eater?
No, it was a fucking push lawnmower. It's a lawn chief.
You had to get up against the trees. Okay.
Yeah, because you got to be able to get all the
Yeah.
way. And trust
Okay.
me,
I got you.
if you didn't, it got found.
Yeah.
So I became the master.
22 trees.
I was the master. Oh, the 22 trees, and there's a few other little patches that you couldn't get the rider into that I had to get, but whatever, it's fine. So I was pushing, when can I learn how to ride? When can I learn how to ride? When can I learn how to ride? Finally, my dad was like, fine, I'll teach you how to ride a lawnmower, right? So I don't know if you ever see my mom and dad's house.
I have.
So there's a big side yard there, right? So it's like there's some pretty long down and backs, So we get out there. He shows me, this is how you turn it on. This is how you engage the blades, and then it had like the little thing in the back, which was the speed, and it went like 0 through like 9 on the speed, right? Old Ranch King. I'll never forget it, red and black. So I take off, and my dad is literally standing on the back of this thing, like teaching me how to mow in a straight line. You know what I mean? And then you get down to the end, you make the loop, and you come right back in, and you start going back down again. You got to stay on the line, right? So couple laps, it's feels like it's taken forever and a day to get down this long, straight, boring line. I'm going at like a 2, I'm brand new to this. And like any kid, I don't want to just accept it. So about the third lap, I kind of, I kick this thing up. I'm going like 5, 6 at this point,
Flying.
Yeah, like I'm.
Is your dad still in the back?
Oh yeah, my dad's on the back, and he's like, you're going to go faster. You better make sure you do this right. I'm like, okay. I'm driving in a row, trying to follow a tire mark. I'll be fine, old man. It'll be fine. You know what I mean? Well, I start feeling like I know what I'm doing. About the 5th time down, I start being a fucking 11-year-old, and I'm checking out the world and shit, I leave a big fucking mohawk, right? Like you do when you're not being careful, So my dad's like, hey, wrap it around. Go back and get that. Because, as soon as you make the turn, you can see it sticking up, I go back and I get it. Get right back on. About another lap and a half down. There's another one. And, like, he's getting mad at this point. He's like, go back and get it. Slow it down. I'm telling you. I don't want a bunch of extra grass growing in the yard. Like, this needs to look good. I'm like, all right, fine. So I went back, get it, go back. I'm going down. It's probably 2 or 3 more laps this time because I'm trying to be more careful. But again, I don't know. I think I had undiagnosed, ADD or something back then. And he goes, I fucking told you. I'm on the riding lawnmower. Wham!
Right to the head?
I go rolling off of the lawnmower. My dad like leaps over the seat onto the riding lawnmower. He goes, go get the fucking push mower. And that was the end of my riding lawnmower career. Now, my dad don't like when I tell that story. Because like he goes into like, you only remember the bad stories. I'm like, no. I learned a whole bunch of valuable lessons that day that stay with me to this day. One of them is that I fucking hate mowing. So, yeah, fuck mowing.
All right.
What else you got?
All right, let's see here. I like mowing. Let's be real. I don't want to have to mow, but I don't mind it so much. There was a time when I was in my like late 30s that I was like, fuck this fucking shit. But anymore, it's like, I don't know. I get to go do my thing for a little bit. And it looks nice.
To each their own. Next. What do you?
It's a movie. This is another.
Oh God.
This is another. I already know the answer. Brokeback.
No. What the fuck? Why would you even ask me that?
I just wanted to throw it out there just for you. All right. Hallmark holidays.
You skipped right over that. You sure you don't want to give an answer on Brokeback first?
Yeah, I'll give you an answer on Brokeback. No, of course.
Okay.
When that thing came out,
You watched it.
I did, but not right away, and not for like 2 or 3 years. And my wife kept going, "You gotta watch this movie. I've heard it's so good." I'm like, "Listen, I'm not fucking watching the fucking fag movie. I'm just not gonna do it." She goes, "Come on, just watch." So one night we did, and I'm just like, "I'm never fucking listening to you again. I'm never ever." I think about that occasionally, like Jake Gyllenhaal and whoever the other guy was.
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger. I know. I'm just saying those. I'm pretty sure those two guys were straight, right? As far as we all knew. Wouldn't you just get a couple?
I would say for the most part. I don't know.
Wouldn't you just get a couple?
Right.
Gay fellas to just do that?
That would have been a great role for Neil Patrick Harris.
Right. That's
You
what
know?
I'm saying.
Like get a couple of those fellers.
Then
in
you
there.
wouldn't be so conflicted. I don't know.
Conflicted. Part of you felt conflicted watching that.
For them, like how can I don't know. Hey, to each their own. Hallmark holidays.
What about them?
Do you partake? Do you
Which ones?
Sweetest Day? There's an example.
If I know that it's Sweetest Day, like I might say Happy Sweetest Day. I'm not buying a fucking card. Like nothing
I mean,
like that.
I guess it depends where you're at in your relationship. Like maybe early on, you're like, oh, sure, Sweetest Day.
No.
But like 20 years in, no, Sweetest Day is nothing. We're not doing that.
I love my wife to death. I do anything to make my wife feel special. And I like this is say what you want, but like on a continual basis. I try to make sure my wife always knows how much I love her. I tell her all the time like how amazing she is. Like I don't ever want her to feel like that part is taken for granted. I'm never going to
No.
fall into like when you've been through shitty relationships, you know what I mean? Like I think that when you find something that's really, really, really great, you know, you find something that like just somehow I found somebody that absolutely fits me. Like, I don't ever want her to think that that's changed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To where, like, I mean, I joke with her that she probably gets tired of hearing it, but like, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, at the same time, like, I want her to know, to where I don't feel like I needed something like Sweetest Day to prompt it. Now, Valentine's Day, I'll still get her a card. You know what I mean? But like, we're not like Valentine's Day people that like we live for it. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
like this year I made a reservation, you know, took her out to dinner, got her a card, like, and we agreed ahead of time, like, let's not spend and buy each other a bunch of stupid gifts for this. You know what I mean? We got our anniversary coming up. Let's get each other something nice for our anniversary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
See, we didn't do Valentine's Day for like 10 years.
Yeah.
But in the last couple of years, you know, she's like, it would be kind of nice, maybe some chocolate,
Yeah.
so whatever.
Yeah. Any other holiday that's like that, I don't know what they are, but you can fucking have them.
Yeah, good. I'm on the same boat.
I don't need somebody telling me to love my wife.
Here's one we can talk about for a second. Shadur Sanders, yay or nay?
You know, here's the thing, is I don't want to say yay or nay yet. You don't fucking know.
No, you gotta say it right now.
What do you mean? What I gotta say?
You
what?
gotta choose if he's gonna be yes man or fuck that guy.
I'm gonna be the annoying one here in the group then, because this is what I think happened. I think that when you look at this quarterback room right now, I think Joe Flacco is going to be gone before the season starts.
Really?
Yeah, I think they signed him as like we'll see how the draft goes, but like all the other quarterbacks are going, so like we want to have a just in case guy there. Like, here's my take on the Cleveland. Is this just? Can I just talk about the whole Cleveland quarterback room for just a second?
I don't care.
I'll keep it short. Kenny Pickett has a winning record as a starting quarterback.
Right.
He just spent an entire season in Philadelphia with a championship coaching staff. Like, you read about the way that he's approached OTAs and stuff, like, he has become a professional. Do I think he's going to become Patrick Mahomes? No, but he's a guy that's going to be serviceable, to where if neither one of these rookies are able to actually like step up and wrangle this job, I have no issue and can definitely see Kenny Pickett starting off as the starting quarterback. I think that Dylan Gabriel reminds me a lot of Russell Wilson from college. He is a little bit undersized, but he's tough. He runs the ball well, even if he's not going to be Lamar Jackson. He's lightning accurate. He's got a huge arm, to where like that guy's got intangibles. He's really good student when he was in school. Like, he's done a lot of like good for the
Also
community.
played a shit ton of college.
That's what I'm saying. To where like I think that guy has a real chance of becoming
You
a
know
starting
who he
quarterback.
reminds me of?
Who?
I'm just gonna say it. A left-handed Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield or Kirk Cousins, like kind of.
I'm just saying. I think he's built a lot more like Baker. He's a stocky guy.
But those guys are all kind of in that little bit shorter mold, but like high IQ, good arm, high accuracy. You know, and a kid like Shador, look, he got all kinds of shit for a bunch of different reasons. At the end of the day, he showed up here. He's going to schools as part of his outreach. You know, I think that what we're going to get out of him is going to be better than if he had been a top 5 pick. Like, he's got a chip on his shoulder.
Does he though?
We're going to find out, because if he doesn't, everybody was right.
Yeah.
You know, you invested minimally in something that can actually pay off. So,
Oh, I mean, what you spent on him was nothing, basically.
nothing. I mean, he's not even guaranteed as a roster spot right now. Like, that's the reality of the situation, being a 5th round pick quarterback. So, I
See,
think
I've heard what I've heard, and I'm not projecting this as my opinion, but what I've heard is they're going to trade Pickett, keep the old man for the day one, and then see what happens.
well, I don't know.
I kind of agree with you. What I would rather see, though, is I would rather see them get rid of Flacco. I think Pickett's okay to start the season. And then if it doesn't work out, I still would rather not see one of these guys all this year, though.
I would rather see, in the end, though, one of those guys get moved. I would rather see this come down to being Pickett and one of those two guys. So it's not the constant, is it Gabriel or Shador?
then-
Is it
then-
Gabriel or Shador?
Then would you rather see one of them get moved early and then keep the old man?
If not this year, next year for sure. I mean, it's a league that everybody feels like they've got 9 quarterbacks, and then you look around and there's a lot of teams that are still struggling at the quarterback position. You know,
So-
there's a lot of question marks.
I don't want to go down the Browns rabbit hole too far.
We don't have to.
But we all know the third coming of Manning or fourth coming of Manning is next year. Browns may not be bad enough to get him,
Bet you got 2 high picks.
but what I'm going to ask is, would they take Archie Manning if they could after
don't
having
think-
Shador and
I think that we're all going to be unsurprised when at the end of this college football season, he is not the top quarterback coming out. I think he's going to be about third. The kid from LSU, he looks like
because of
he
this,
looks the part, man.
because of this fucking dynasty league I just fucking joined. I've been like looking at like next year's prospects already, and the top 10 picks are like 8 quarterbacks.
It's a different draft next year. Like there's a lot of
Quarterbacks slinging like,
but you're not going to have the same running backs you had
Right,
this year. Like
right.
this was a great draft to get a running back in.
I only got one. I traded for a second. I gave up a bona fide for a. That was pretty fun.
What?
Judkins.
You got your boy.
I didn't mean to be a dick on that, not to you, but when Josh traded me that, I did you see what I put his nickname as? OHIO.
Oh no, that's all right.
I know, but Josh is probably like, fuck that guy.
No, but you got 2 slamming rookies, man.
We'll see.
Yeah, it's good.
I gave up a great one, but I had to make some moves. I had to
Who,
make
Bucky?
No. Well, yeah, Bucky's a good one, but Hampton. I gave him up. I had to, though.
I think you came out of this all right, man.
Oh, I did. I getting my first back. I just had to. I had to do what I had to.
I mean, you got that first again for next year now, which I don't have. You know what I mean?
and then I got
I've
back
moved there
in. I
several
got
years,
back
and,
into the first round again because I traded the second pick for the 8th pick, and then I got back in on the 6th pick.
I'm just gonna watch Penix have a huge year this year, and then.
Dude, Penix is great. I'd trade you for Penix in a heartbeat. That guy's fucking money.
But like that's what I'm gonna have to do is trade somebody like him in order to get the running back I want. Like it's gonna take somebody like him leaving my team to bring on the kind of running back I want. I've got 3 really good backs. They're all 26.
Yeah.
It's like I fucking couldn't believe it. Like I really thought I had a chance of him falling
Well,
to me.
who was I going to take?
Caleb.
Who was I going to take after Judkins got? I had to. Take,
I don't know.
I
Like
had to
there
take
was
Caleb.
there was 2 giant tight ends sitting there.
I had to take a running back.
Right.
I had to.
You did.
Because in my opinion, I needed my top 3 needed to be a running back, a quarterback, and I had to get a wide receiver.
Yeah.
And then when
Yeah, dude, you fucking. And then you fucking took Dart. Like that's fucking brilliant, dude. I'm telling you, man. When we look back at this draft, people are gonna be like, "What the fuck did I do?" He's so good, dude.
he should be good, we'll see.
Dude, he is so fucking good. And with what they're building in New York, man,
I hope he doesn't play at all this year.
he's gonna fucking play this year. Bullshit. Brian
No,
Daboll's trying to save his job.
I'm not saying bullshit or yay shit. I'm saying I hope he
He's
doesn't
gonna
play.
He's gonna play. Russell Wilson's gonna fall apart. Jameis Winston's Jameis Winston. Dude, this kid's gonna play.
I think they don't want him to play though.
I think that you might be right. They might not want him to, but dude, he's going to. Wait till you see this kid in fucking preseason, man.
I tell you what,
The biggest steal in this draft, post draft, looking at it just from my own personal perspective, steal of the fucking draft.
as a Browns fan, I can't wait to see what Judkins can do. But I think that Shedeur Sanders is going to be really good.
And he
So
went cheap.
I'm going to say yay on Shedeur.
If you're gonna say yay and Shedeur, then let me throw one in. Will Howard. Yay or nay? Does he make it as Pittsburgh's guy?
I mean, maybe he does this by default. I mean, do you think that he could be better than who's the guy that got his helmet ripped off?
Mason?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you know that he's like the exact height and weight as Josh Allen? Runs a slightly better 40 than Josh Allen ran when he came out, and his accuracy numbers in college are like 15 points better.
I don't think he's Josh Allen.
I didn't say he's Josh Allen. What I'm saying is when you look at him on paper, he's not far off. And that kid has played some big-time football games.
He has.
Like big-time football games. Not that he's won them all, but he's been in a lot of pressure situations.
Yeah. No, I mean, Will Howard.
What's going to kill you?
I'm going to say nay on Will Howard. If you're throwing him into the bunch, I'm going to say nay.
It's what's going to kill you is going to be if neither one of these quarterbacks works out for you, and that dude goes on to be like the next Big Ben out there.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm already looking forward to next year's draft. I don't know.
Yeah.
Are the Browns done with quarterback for a while?
I don't think so. The only way that happens is if they get rid of Flacco and fucking Pickett, and they end up figuring out some way to fucking bring Cousins in. Cousins isn't in at OTAs this week. He still wants out of Atlanta badly, to where if they formulate some kind of a trade where they're able to move Flacco
And
with something to bring in Cousins, to where now you've got a mentor with Penix, to where Atlanta feels okay about where they're at. I don't know. We'll see.
all right, moving on.
Moving on. Next.
I know your answer on this one too. This is kind of still the feeler part of the show. Home gardens.
What?
Gardens at your home.
Fuck that shit.
I know. I'm all for it. Yay for me. I know why too. You said you had to do gardens.
I did. That's
lot.
fine. Keep going.
Memorial Day. I got a bunch of flack for this, saying Happy Memorial Day, and I get it. I understand why there's some sensitive people around saying Happy Memorial Day. Where are you on that? Yay or nay? Are you saying enjoy your Memorial Day or Happy Memorial Day?
I'm saying Happy Memorial Day.
Yeah, me too.
We are blessed in this country to have a day like Memorial Day that we can celebrate. And so, you know what? Are we happy that we've lost servicemen and women
No.
along the way? No. But I think that it's something to be celebrated.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that there's a time in the weekend to make sure that we pay homage to the people that we've lost. You know what I mean? It's not like we sprint through 3 days of wild drinking and don't ever, pay our respects. But I think that it's something that, we have people that have been in this country and who have laid their life down for this country. It's something to be celebrated. So be happy about it.
I'm on the side of celebrate life versus I'm so sad. I mean, I get it. Death hurts. But guess what? It's also a fucking reality. And I would rather celebrate my father and my uncle and my father-in-law who served, and I'm proud of them. I'm happy. They're memories that I remember are happy ones. I'm not going to remember all the shitty shit. I'm
Right.
remembering the happy ones. So, yes, it's a happy Memorial Day, in my opinion.
I agree.
That's a yay.
Yay.
Boats. Owning
Hell
a
yeah.
boat.
Fuck yeah.
You like boats?
Fuck you. You know this.
Well, I know you owned a boat. I don't know how you feel about it now.
Fuck, dude. I wish I'd have never got rid of my boat.
Okay, you're a yay on a boat. I'm going to say nay. It seems like a lot of fucking work.
Did you not have fun out there on the boat?
I'm not saying I didn't have no fun.
Man,
I'm
I
just
love
saying
it.
owning one, I think it would be a lot.
It's a lot of fucking fun.
Okay. Here's one I know the answer. Motorcycles.
Fuck no.
Yeah, I'm a negative on that too.
No. To each their own. To the people that love riding, go enjoy it. But
Danger. We've had this topic on the show numerous times.
it's just not worth it.
Yeah, we know a lot that have bit the dust, unfortunately.
Yep.
Here's one. I'm a big nay already. Tinted windows, like the front and the windshield. Have you seen this?
Yeah. No.
This is a fad
Nay.
right now.
Nay.
I want to see the moron. I don't care if it's partially tinted. I want to be able to see you when I pull up next to you because you're stupid. And I can't see you. I don't know if you could be a fucking linebacker. I can't flick you off now.
I think window tint period should be illegal.
Yeah. Tinted windows, nay.
Nay.
Oh,
Get it out.
Pete Rose.
What about him?
Well, he died. Then, we got the. Speaking of the chat group, Pete Rose died. Now all of a sudden, he's not banned from the Hall of Fame or whatever they.
Yeah, they took him off the lifetime ban.
Right. So, opportunity is he probably will make it in. No,
he won't.
You don't think?
No. They're
So-
not putting the Bonds and the Clemens and shit in. They're not going to put him in.
Okay, so Pete Rose, you think it's a nay? What do you think, though, it should happen?
Fuck yeah, he should be in.
Okay.
All those guys should be
So
in.
you're a yay for Pete Rose.
Fuck yeah.
All right, me too. I think you should. It's the all-time fucking hit leader.
Shoeless Joe should fucking be in. Bonds, Clemens.
They took
I mean,
Shoeless off the list, too.
I know. That's what I'm saying. How long a list you want for guys that are being blackballed? It's fucked up, man. They need to blow up the way that they fucking put people into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Understand that if you go across any of the major pro North American sports, no sport has a more checkered fucking past than baseball.
Yeah.
The shit that's been fucking pulled in baseball, fucking cheating over the fucking years, and you're going to tell me that these couple things we're going to fucking pick out? Fuck you. Fuck these morons that make these fucking decisions. Fuck people like Hank Aaron that can't fucking live with the fact that he ain't the fucking home run king. Fuck him. Fuck all of those guys. If you're a baseball writer and you don't vote for these guys and you're picking out guys that had fucking slightly above mid careers, somebody like Jeff Bagwell is in, but fucking Bonds and Clemens aren't in, fuck you. Your vote's stupid. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, I will agree with you on one thing. I don't think the fucking sports writers that are fucking in New York should be the ones voting on this. That's just the stupidest thing I've
It's
ever
sports
heard.
writers and any living Hall of Famer. That's who votes. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know the Hall of Famers did.
Any living Hall of Famer gets a fucking ballot.
So how many fucking votes is out there? Like,
Fucking whole bunch, dude. It's like 1,100.
Jesus Christ. I didn't
It's
know.
fucking stupid, man.
I didn't know once you were in the Hall of Fame you got to vote.
Right. We should start like the real baseball Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Just start another one. Fuck Cooperstown.
Yeah, fuck that anyways. Why is it New York?
Because
Cell
that's where
phones.
fucking Doubleday was from, man.
No, this is going to
What do you
confuse you a
mean?
little bit. Cell phones.
What about him?
This is more of a, could you do without it?
No. If the world fucking lost, if we flatlined every electronic in the planet right now, I'd survive. A lot of people wouldn't. I'd make it. I have no question about that.
Well, there would be no work for a while.
No, bullshit. The fucking work would go up exponentially overnight. It'd just be a different kind of fucking work.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I am nay on the cell phone. I wish it wasn't a thing.
Oh, I love it. It allows
Fantasy
me.
sports would suck a
It
little bit
allows
more.
me. It allows us to do so many things.
I know, but it also,
If you say nay to that, then you have to say nay to home computers.
listen, it also takes you away from your life as well.
That's up to you, man. That's a personal choice you make.
A lot of us do it though.
I'm just saying, you make a personal choice how much you invest into that time on the phone.
Sure. But
If you can't put it down and hang out with your family, that's you. You need to get that figured out on your own.
I'm just saying,
It's the greatest tool that's been invented in our lifetime.
it could also be the greatest tool giving you fucking cancer and all kinds of shit.
Well, it's like a gun. It's all in how you fucking use it.
Yeah, but holding up to the side of your head and put it in your fucking crotch while you're driving. I mean, those are the shit. The shit shouldn't. I don't know. Some technology is great. I like the freedom of it, but at the same time, everybody knows where you're fucking at. Not that I'm hiding anything, but I remember being a kid. Like, had this conversation with my mom the other day. My daughter's 19, and we were talking about me being 19 versus my daughter, and my mom said, Adam was great. I never saw him. When he was 19, he was never fucking home. She never knew where the fuck I was. Was I doing anything wrong? No. But still, I was never home, never knew where the fuck I was. I mean, that's a different world.
Agreed.
Now, my daughter can't go anywhere. We know where every minute where she's at. It's just weird.
But how many lives have been saved because of that technology?
How?
Tons. From being able to fucking track people where they're at? From being able to track the people in your life?
Well, that's some bad fucking kidnappers.
But that shit has happened.
You throw the phone, that's the first thing you do.
They try to now, but I'm saying it's happened many a times.
You gotta get your kids chipped. Like the dogs.
You know what you do. I mean, come on. You know what a lot of people do now?
What?
You fucking sew an air tag into your fucking shoe. So they take your air tag, they take your phone, you can still track the air tag.
You don't even need an air tag. All you need is an AirPod.
Whatever. I'm just saying, there have been many lives that have been saved because of this technology.
I imagine so. But still, for me, I would rather not be in my life.
I mean, could you imagine like what used to go through fucking parents' heads when they got some fucking frantic phone call from Tammy at a party all fucked up and trying to figure out what's going on, and then the fucking phone clicks and good luck. You have no idea where Tammy's at.
Yeah.
But that's
But
1983 and she doesn't have a fucking cell phone.
Even though I'm saying nay on the cell phone, we wouldn't have the friend group if we didn't.
we wouldn't have the friend group, we wouldn't have this show, we wouldn't have a lot of things that we have in this world.
This show would still be on. Although I am doing the show tonight from the cell phone, so
This is what I'm saying, man.
All right. Well, I'm still on the. I guess
I'm
I'm on
saying
the
you're
fence.
just wrong on that one.
Here's a good one: hot air balloons. Would you go for a ride?
Fuck you. You know this fucking story. Fuck a hot air balloon.
I don't know this story. I never heard the
I
Moen
feel
story.
like you just make shit up to fuck with me on here.
I did not put this on here for you. I put this on there for me.
I don't fucking like hot air balloons.
I don't either. I've never been in one. I'll never be in one.
When I was a kid, one almost fucking hit our house, and it fucking freaked me out. Like I thought this thing was gonna literally fucking like destroy our house. And since then, I don't fucking like them. No, I wouldn't go up in a hot air balloon. Suck my ass.
You know,
It's a terrible fucking piece of technology.
did you ever see? I'm sure you did. Jackass. Any episodes of Jackass?
What about it?
You've seen some episodes of Jackass.
I've seen a lot of Jackass.
Okay, so Bam. You know that Jackass Bam.
Oh yeah, when he held on to the fucking thing.
Yeah, I never saw this before till the other day. They were showing a hot air balloon, and he held on to it for like 50 feet. Then they pulled his ass back down.
I know. No, dude. Fuck that.
Yeah, no, I'm never getting in a fucking hot air balloon.
Ever.
All right, so these next few are along those same lines. Skydiving. Would you do it?
There's part of me that like would love to do it. I'll tell you, and like she hates this, but like if I ever ended up someday with like something terminal, but like I caught it early, like I knew that there was no escaping whatever it was. Fuck yeah, like that's on the list of something.
Like with no chute?
No, you fucking weirdo.
Well, you said with like something terminal. Is this it?
no,
Pancake.
No, but if I get something terminal, then like, hey, the end is inevitable at this point. I'm gonna go fucking do it.
Why does it have to be terminal to go enjoy a skydive?
Because there's more to lose before you know that you're at that point.
See, Baker and I wanted to skydive ever since we were like 15.
Yeah.
And we said, we're going to do it. And we're going to be 50 this year. And we've never done
You
it.
guys should go do it for your 50th.
That would be fun. Although I heard Darren Cook did this probably for his 30th or something.
Yeah.
And he's always telling the story. You do a tandem. You can't just jump out of a fucking plane by yourself.
Yeah.
Unless you go through this school.
Yeah.
Who's got time for that? So he jumps out with a tandem. The guy's on his back, you know. And he said the one thing they don't tell you is you can't fucking breathe. So you're flying. You're like you gotta turn your head sideways to fucking like breathe for a second. Then you come back and so that's one thing they don't really explain to you. Good luck breathing on your way down. But no, I've always wanted to.
I would do it.
So I'm still a yay.
Yay.
Okay. Here's one I won't. Bungee jumping.
No fucking way. I'm gonna trust that parachute way more than I trust that little stretchy band.
I would never bungee jump. I just what I see is whee, boom, splatting on underneath the bridge.
I'm good.
I don't need that.
I'm not built for bungee jumping.
Here's one. I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but just for the world, roller coasters.
I love them.
Okay, yay for me too. That's an easy one. We grew up, what, an hour and a half, 2 hours from
Cedar Point.
Cedar Point. Glamping.
Whatever. I don't care. You're still out in the woods. If that's what it takes to get certain people to go, fine. I can go everything from glamping to give me a fucking tent. I don't give a shit.
I don't like glamping.
It don't matter.
What the fuck is that?
I mean,
That's pretty much the only way I could think I could get my wife out in the woods.
I'm saying.
Today, you know, when we were younger, you know, it was different. But today, I think I have to go glamping. Sorry, I guess it's me and the kids. You're not going. Stay home with the dog.
yeah.
I'm not glamping. I don't know. I don't. What is that? Stay at home.
I get it.
So you're in with glamping?
Yeah.
I'm out.
I'm just saying I would do it if that's what it took. Like you're still outside.
I guess. When you're outside, not in the AC of your glamp.
Would you go to Burning Man?
I don't know a lot about Burning Man.
It's like
I mean, it's a festival.
7 days out in the middle of the fucking desert, and like it's just like kind of a free for all. Everybody does their own thing, but then
Yes.
like there is no like money is no good there.
Yes.
So anything that you need, you have to find somebody and barter.
Oh, 100%. So, little fun fact.
But like it's the freaks and ghouls, man. Like it's a different
It's okay.
mode of life.
Been there. That's what I'm about to tell you. Fun fact about me, and this is not on that level of bartering for supplies, but we used to go to this place called Kenton, Ohio, with a K. Kenton.
I know where we're at.
A couple hours away. They used to host every Labor Day. They would host this hillbilly coon dog race. Now, some of you might be scratching your head. What the fuck is a coon dog race? Well, This is like is almost as backwoods as it gets. But it was organized and whatever, and people bet on this shit. And first dog to they have this huge like line around this tree, like a 3-point line. So it was first dog to the line and first dog tree, which would be the bark.
Yeah.
And people bet on this shit. And you second, third line, bark or tree, whatever. Anyways, that was the reason why this thing was there, but it was camping. And depending on when you got there, it was like the Thursday before Labor Day weekend,
Yeah.
all the way through Labor Day. So there's no showers. We would literally camp in hammocks for 4 or 5 days. I'm sure we smelled ripe as grapes, but we were all ripe as grapes.
And
so
having fun.
Nobody gave a fuck. I did this from like 14, went a couple times with my mom until we were like 16, 17. Then we would go down on our own. And funny story, it was like $20 a head. Now we're all teenagers. I had the pickup truck with a tonneau cover. We used to split $20 3 or 4 ways, and one guy would pay, the other 3 would be hidden under the fucking tonneau cover. Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
Good times, but anyways, that whole story was all about.
Yeah.
It was some serious roughing it,
Yeah.
and fuck yeah,
Yeah.
I'm all about it. That's why I'm not a glamper.
I love it.
Burning Man, I'll say yeah. Tesla e-truck.
No.
What the fuck are those things?
Hey, whatever, man. People are into them. I'll tell you, I drove one.
Did you?
I did.
What did you think?
It's rad, but I would never own one.
Now-
I like my truck to.
Do you know? Now, my son, I don't know this is my own facts of reading, but my son said that those things are built so strong that if they were to head on collide with a standard car, they would demolish it. You know,
Probably.
is that true? Do you know?
Yeah, like they're like the safety rating on them is off the charts.
So
Yes.
wipe everybody else out. You're still in a secure box because that's what it is.
Pretty
a
much.
box.
And it's what's weird though about it is like it's electric, to where it's like there's no rumble, there's no wind up. Like you push that pedal, you are off and fucking going.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I did it at the car show this year. They had a thing where you basically you drove it just like down to the end of the parking lot and back. It was maybe 4 minutes, and I'm gonna tell you what, it's
Give it a little juice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The guy was like, all right. I'm just like, I just had to see it.
I had to find out.
Hey, Bally boy. You know?
All right. So you're yay?
No, I don't want one.
Yeah. Well, I know, but are you for them?
Oh yeah. I think there's a place for them.
I'm on the fence. I'm gonna say no, nay. They just like they look weird, and if they're destroying every vehicle they smash into, that's just not good. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Until
If
all the vehicles are that strong,
if I could fortify my truck to where like I could hit a semi and walk away from it, I would.
I guess so.
Everybody's on their cell phone while they're driving these days.
That's
like,
true.
why not have the safest vehicle on the fucking road?
All right, you're starting to sway my thought process.
Hey, man, a lot of good people die that didn't do anything on the road wrong themselves.
Yeah, but what if you're the guy in the fucking e-truck and you swerve off and you just mow down a family of 5 because your truck is just so strong and you don't even get a scratch, but you killed everybody?
Well,
That's not good.
then you're going to be holding somebody's pocket for
Yeah.
the next 20 years.
Yeah. All right, next one. Tablets and iPads.
Love them.
Why?
Love mine.
Why?
What do you mean why?
Isn't the phone enough? Isn't the computer enough?
No, man.
You need something mid-sized?
You know what's great for it? You know what it's really great for? Is like if we're watching shows and stuff and there's a sporting event on, I fucking use it as a little TV all the time. And I mean all the time.
So you disconnect from fam and go sports?
No,
zone?
dude, I'll sit there and watch whatever's going on, and I got the game on over here, kind of out in left
You
field.
got the game in one ear?
Yeah, you know the other thing that's
you're
good for
making
it-
bets?
No, hold on. The other thing that's really good for us is like, so my wife and I are like body clocks are a little different, right? I am very much 1:30 before I call it a night kind of guy, right?
Every night?
A lot of nights,
Yeah.
yeah, like 1:30 to 7:15, like that's
Even on work nights?
1:30 to 7:15, man. That's what I sleep. I work from home. I get up, I make my coffee. 7:45 at the latest, I'm working.
You don't find yourself nodding off at like 3:20?
Never.
Okay.
Dude, I love working from home, and I'm a machine at it. I'm
not-
so good at it.
I'm not saying
But
you
no, I
can't
feel great
work from home. I'm just saying, don't
man,
you get a little
I
tired?
I drink have a pot of coffee. I get up, I stretch a little bit. I make sure I drink plenty of
You
water.
still make pots of coffee?
Oh, every day, man.
You don't do the K-cups?
No, dude, I'm straight.
Pots of coffee?
Yeah, dude, I'm straight.
What do you mean
man.
you straight?
I'm old school. I grew up in a plant, dog.
Yeah, I grew up
So
in
yeah,
a plant
so
too.
yeah, so the other thing that's good for though is because she goes to bed at 10:30, like a normal person does. I spend a lot of time, shocker of the year, watching like documentary films to where
Yeah, me too.
I pair up my earbuds to it. I lay there and use my iPad and I will watch documentaries on Netflix, Max, whatever's on that I want to watch to where I don't keep her awake. It doesn't have to be a thing.
Oh, so you're doing this
Laying
in
right
the
beside
king
her in bed.
size.
Right, with her sawing away right beside me. So I think that there's a real place for them. I think that when it comes to some of the educational stuff with kids, I mean, I think that kids get too addicted to them, but I think an iPad is a lot better at a younger age than giving a kid a cell phone.
Well, it's the same fucking thing.
No, because you don't put all the other shit on it. You know what I mean? Like there's a 10th on my iPad that's on my
Sure.
cell phone to where like it's only certain things that you use it for. I don't make phone calls on it. I don't do video fucking work calls on it. I don't do any of that shit.
Well, I'm on a nay because I don't see the fucking use for them.
Well, that's up to you.
But I can see where you're coming from.
I support you.
Yeah. Like a nice, sturdy bra. All right. Home gym.
Yay.
But this was actually a question. Like, it's almost like a home gym versus buy a membership.
So I like, because I haven't spent the money on it, the one thing that I like about a normal gym, just for my own personal, is the treadmills are $3,000-$4,000 treadmills.
Sure.
That like they can handle my big ass clomping away on them, right? So like I like going to the gym, putting a couple miles in, especially in the winter months.
I have never went to a gym. I just don't feel like I need to.
Yeah.
If I want to work out, I got my free weights. I'm just doing it in my basement.
Yeah, free weights I do
got
here.
I got my floor. I can do some push-ups.
Yeah.
I can whatever.
It's nice. I like it for the treadmill. Get out there, move my ass, break a sweat.
See, the wife would like it. She said for the bikes, the spinners, the spin sessions or whatever. But I'm like, yeah, I guess. But just you know what? Just do that shit in the summertime on a real bike. Wow.
I get it.
Okay, I'm home gym. Yay.
Okay.
I think I'm. All right, here we go. Botox / plastic surgery.
No. The only way I support either one of those things is so there are studies that have shown where if you're not using it for cosmetics purposes,
Yes.
but like where Botox can be used to alleviate migraine headaches. So in certain instances like that, 100%, I absolutely support it. Same like with plastic surgery. If you get bit by a dog,
Yes.
right? To where like you got some shit that needs to
Or-
be fixed up.
Breast cancer.
Right.
Things like
And
that.
anything like that,
Yeah.
I 1,000%.
But just for fucking kicks,
for,
no.
from a vanity perspective,
Yeah.
no.
Minivans. I know most people will be like, I'm not getting caught dead in a minivan. But until you've driven one and realized the Cadillac feel and like vacations, I don't know. If I had a big enough garage, I would have a minivan in there for vacations.
0% fucking chance.
Okay.
I'm going to get an SUV all day long before I get a van.
I mean, yeah, I've always looked at 4Runners and been like, God, I want one of those so bad.
I mean, I've driven a bunch of different SUVs, and like, you're not going to convince me that you get much more out of a van that you can't get out of an SUV for a family of 4. Now, if I had a family of 8, you know what I mean? To where like I needed like the full-on giant Econoline 3-bench van, okay, that's a different thing.
I'm going to tell you what, though. I never, ever wanted to get behind the wheel of a minivan. And we had a used Chrysler Grand Caravan that was like the most popular one for a long time. That thing was like, we drove that thing to Florida one time for Disney World, took the kids down there. Fucking like, it was literally like driving a Cadillac. I never got to drive it because the wife was always driving around. But driving that thing, I was like, okay, this is actually pretty fucking cool. But
What about cool?
I mean,
it might have some good utility, but,
I don't.
but cool ain't the word,
You're
bro.
thinking cool from perspective of the outside.
Yeah.
From actual feel, room,
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
The wife could get up and walk into the back fix the
Yeah.
kids' fucking Cheerios and
Yeah.
come back. You know, accessible, just everything. I thought it was awesome. Now, would I want that to be my everyday, my EDC? No, I would not.
Here's one. So you've got the McFly mobile, right? That you drive all the time now.
Sure.
Your wife's got a nice ride,
Yeah.
right? Is there any part of you that wants like a seasonal sports car?
I was going to put that on here, like the hot rod.
Yeah.
But I didn't put it on this list. Of course. I think I'm not driven as much that way.
Yeah.
But like, we're in the same boat here. I pulled into BP just the other day to fill up, and I don't know if I've ever seen one like this, but it was a 68, 69, 67 fucking Corvette, and it was all white. And it was just sitting there, and I was like, God, those curves on those things, man. Just
Oh,
are
man.
fucking unreal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and right away I thought of you because I know you had a Corvette.
I'm a vet guy.
Yeah, I know. And I was looking at it, I'm like, God, like Jake would like that fucker.
I've been looking. We don't know where we would keep it or something, but it's like
Right.
it's one of those things. Like I've always lamented that I got rid of mine because I sold mine to get married the first time, which was one of those hindsight things. I mean, I think we've talked about like I don't believe in living life with a lot of regret. You know, I think that we all do a few things along the way that like we can look back and be like, man, I really wish I'd have done that a different way, you know, or not done that at all, you know, and getting rid of that car without finding another way around it has always kind of been one of those things. It's like, I bought it. I loved it. I did a ton of work to it. You know what I mean? To where I just loved it. And it's like, so there's a big part of me that wants to get another one. I mean, even when I had the Beamer for a year and a half there, man, I love the driving experience of a real sports car.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my truck. I will never go another day of my life while I'm allowed to drive and not have a truck. Period. That's just facts is facts.
It's kind of a necessity in
Well, it's
your,
just
in
who I
your
am.
hobbies as well.
But it's just who I am, though, too. Like, I never should have got rid of one in the first place.
Yeah.
But it's like, so I've been looking, been thinking about it. I mean, I don't need nothing newer or top of the line. Like, it'll be an older one.
So where do the, obviously not pristine, but middle of the road, where do those run these days? Is it way more than what you would have spent when you got the first one?
No, that's the funny part about it is like, I don't have a problem telling you. Like, so the first one I bought, I paid $7,000 for it, you know, and like within,
Which in today's world, that's like nothing.
but within a year, I had probably put another 4 into it. And this is when I'm making like 10, 12 bucks an hour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To where the range I'm looking for is still down in that 7 to 10
Yeah.
kind of max range. I don't need an $80,000 sports
No,
car.
I'm not talking about that.
Like I want one of the, like, in all honesty, I don't know if you know they look the same, but like the 97s to the 02s. Like I love that body style. Like they're just, to me,
that's way
the
different.
classic, beautiful cars, but they are not like the 70s ones. I like the 70s ones. And if I found the right one,
But what I'm asking you is, where do those 70s ones range right now?
so like there's
A basic.
Okay, so like without giving you a dissertation on it,
Yeah.
there's a big jump. So 74 to 82 is like the gas, like constriction era, right? To where they were all the small blocks. You know, you can find a few large blocks from them, but most of them weren't. You know, to where
So nobody wants those because they're small
I'm not
blocks?
gonna say nobody wants them, but the value on them is a little bit lower. If you go 73 and before, the price jumps exponentially. I mean, you're talking mid 20s
really?
to get a foot in the door. You know,
Okay.
some of them well into the 30s, you know. You can find a nice 75, 76, 81. You can find those for 8 to 10, 12.
That's
I mean,
where I'd be.
It depends on how nice you want it.
You know I'm going 75. Let's go.
Right. Well, I had a 74.
Yeah.
Right, to where like I've looked at it, and if I ever got another one, like it would be either a 74 or a 79.
Right.
Right, my football number and the year that I graduated high school.
So-
I mean, the year I graduated high school, the year I was born.
Right.
Shit.
So you're saying 74 and up?
74 to 82. Now anything that's 83, like any of those,
Now, is that
the
still
80s
is
and
the 74 and up to
74 to 82 is still the Stingray.
still the old body type?
It's still got the
Yeah.
nice curves
Ah,
on it.
that's a
and then you hit
beautiful car.
what is it, 83 to 95, I think. No bueno, dude. Those are the smash down,
Flat,
long,
yeah.
right, the pancake vets.
See, So as far as a classic car, would I ever get one? I would love to dabble, but current situation, I got nowhere to keep one.
Right. That's the biggest thing we've talked about. It's like, it'd be cool to get one, and it's not like, I mean, you can look at what a brand new car costs these days.
Yeah.
It's way more than 10 grand, So it's like looking at something in that realm,
Yeah.
go to the credit union, get a loan, a couple $100 a month payment.
You
Not the end
put
of the
some
world.
historic plates on it and
Right.
ride off in the sunset.
Right. Trim it around a little bit, but
Yeah.
yeah, I can see you driving something like that.
No, like Baker and I used to talk about cars all the time when we were kids, and I'm like, and he always had these Porsches. He loved his fucking Porsches, and he was, he had these whatever, a couple different ones, and he's like, you need to, I'm like, yeah, I don't know though, I don't know, but the Corvettes were always cool. We always used to call them like the Batmobiles. They always look like a little bit like the Batmobile, and probably where the Batmobile came from, honestly, if you really think about it. But so yeah, I don't know. That'd probably be where I'd go.
I loved them. Mine was the black one.
Or do like the Mustangs too.
Old Mustangs.
Yeah.
But no.
But still, if you're looking at an old killer Mustang versus an old killer Corvette, I mean, I'm sorry.
It's two different cars.
It's two different things.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things like Mustang and Corvette were like neck and neck for a long time back in the day. And you got to the 90s and they gutted the Mustangs.
Did you not like the old Firebirds or Thunderbirds?
I didn't hate them, but like they're just not my car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I've been drawn to the Corvette since I was a little kid.
What about a GTO?
Again, but they're awesome. But like if you want a nice looking GTO or
I'm
a
sure
Chevelle,
it's ridiculous.
right? You're gonna start getting into like vital organs and shit.
Somebody in the neighborhood driving around all painted up and not really souped up, but all like you can tell it's been redone, but a little gremlin.
Yeah, that's one of the things I like is like you're starting to find more of those kind of things. What did I find the other day? There was an old Dart.
Yeah.
That somebody had really well taken
Dodge
care of,
Dart,
real
yeah.
clean car, and like you can still find like the old Chevy Corvairs, which are like the smaller versions of the Vet, not quite as curvy, but still like neat looking cars. Like you go on Facebook Marketplace and just start looking at the old cars on there. There's a bunch of cool shit around, dude. Some of the old trucks, man. Like some of the old trucks are wicked cool.
Yeah.
Like they're all long beds. You know what I mean? Like the ones that have been well taken care of, or like that they've been completely rebuilt to where they're sharp, man.
Now I don't know the name, but there was a knockoff GTO. It's not. It looks just like it, but but those are a little bit more affordable. But
Yeah.
it's not a GTO.
It ain't a GTO, right? Some of that shit's cool though.
Yeah, very cool.
Just no fucking motorcycles.
So I know the answer to this because we talked about it before we clicked record. Fishing.
Yeah, dude.
So, but are you? I know it's a yay, but are you a fisherman?
Like I have been in spurts in my life. Like I haven't done a lot of fishing in the last couple of years, but like there was probably a good decade stretch, man. Like multiple trips a year up onto Lake Erie. I mean, we would go over to the where the fam lived over in Dalton. I mean, we would go out there in the evenings. You go out there 6 o'clock, start catching bluegill. You'd have the old man up there with an electric knife, fillet them open, cut the fillet, flip it over, cut it open, cut the fillet, throw them on ice. The rest of it goes in the trash, and within 2 hours, you're making 6 pounds of freshly caught bluegill fillet, eating like kings, man. Like I love fishing. I've fished since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Like I've always enjoyed fishing.
I've never been a good fisherman.
No,
I'm good at a lot of things,
that surprises me.
but I've never been a good fisherman. But
have you been taught how to fish? Like actually taught how to, like if you're going to go bass fishing, like do you know how to bass fish versus throwing a bobber on and trying to catch a bluegill?
I don't bobber.
Right. Even for a bluegill?
Well, so let me explain.
Okay.
So I've taken the kids since they were little.
Yeah.
We grab their little poles. We go to these little ponds,
Yeah.
local public ponds. They'll they try to cast and reel and they end up catching a couple, but most of the time they're sitting there like acting like they have a bob or catching these little bluegills, whatever. But backtrack even farther than that, when my stepdad and my mom built the house that they live in now, my stepdad had all this heavy equipment and he dug a giant pond, not giant, but a good sized pond. And he had it for years. He stocked it. And so probably when I was like 20, this thing, like you could pull bass out there the size of your arm.
Yeah.
And I had never really gotten into fishing up to that point. I had fished
Yeah.
with not much success, and went and grabbed a pole, and it was like cheat code.
Yeah.
This pond that's just never fished.
Yeah.
And almost every cast, I mean, that's the most fun ever. So I guess I've never really, to answer your question, I've never really been taught.
Yeah.
But I know certain techniques.
Yeah.
But basically, it's spinner lures. You just bring them across, and when you got to fucking hook them.
You ever been on Lake Erie?
Not fishing.
Oh, maybe that becomes one of the group activities some summer.
Yeah, never done that.
Dude, it's first time you bring in a walleye, man. You're like, ho ho ho, this thing's gonna eat like a champ, and then they do. That'd be something that'd be fun to get the boys together and go do.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Dramamine too.
We'll make sure there's enough for everybody.
Yeah.
There's more than one person in this group. I won't call anybody out, but there's more than one person in this group that would have to have it.
I'm guarantee you it'd be me.
Yeah, but you're not alone. There's a couple other people in the group that need to have a little drama in their life. Yeah. Oh man, but it's
Good times.
It's
huh?
a lot of fun, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I can get it because when in this little pond, because it's so quick story on that pond,
Yeah.
it started to get suffocated with algae.
Yeah. Oh, so you threw a couple biggies in there?
No, so he went and at one time my stepdad put too much of the shit on it to kill and it killed everything. Killed all the fish. So
he restocked it.
It went a few years, and then when my kid's starting to get of age,
Yeah.
like 4 years ago, he started putting fish back into it,
Really?
so that they could have something to fish.
Oh.
And now
There's fish.
these bass are pretty good size, and it's a lot of fun. But I get what you're saying. I've never caught a walleye, but when you catch the bluegill, and it's like, okay, little toy, and then you catch a bass, and you're like, woo, 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 this is way more fun.
Oh man,
Yeah, I can't imagine a walleye.
they're a lot of fun.
Yeah,
It's a good time fishing up there with friends. You know,
yeah.
limit out, take it down to the local fish house, have them chop them up for you. You know, real quick.
I've never been real big into eating fish. It'd be a good experience.
Oh, really?
Well, it's just not really been part of my life.
That's one of those things. You got to let me cook it for you once.
All right.
Love it.
Okay, tea.
Fuck no.
Are you into tea?
Hot, cold.
Spot of tea.
No, they tease me about it. I don't give a shit. Tea's fucking gross.
I don't like tea. Never will drink tea.
Did you watch Ted Lasso?
Maybe. No, I don't think I've
All
seen
right.
the whole movie.
No. It's a show. There's like 4 seasons of it.
No.
Okay.
Definitely not.
Watch Ted Lasso.
Okay.
Like if I ever
Is
gave
he
you
the soccer coach?
yes.
Okay.
Dude, Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah.
Dude, it's amazing. But like that's one of my favorite things about him is he goes to England and he hates fucking tea. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Tea's gross.
Can't do tea. IPAs.
Wrong.
Leather jackets.
Hell yeah.
Like some leather jackets?
Fuck
I've
yeah.
never seen you in a no leather jacket.
Bro, I used to have a couple different ones over the years that I wore out. And I'm talking like I bought good ones.
Fist bump. I like some leather jackets.
Oh, dude, I wore them out to where it's like the insides were just destroyed, but the outside looked new.
I want one of those leather jackets. It's got the small collar, and it's got the ridges. It's sewn ridges.
Yeah.
And then maybe a white stripe or two.
Yeah.
Oh, those are fucking badass.
Dude, I've always wanted to get one of the long trench coat leather ones.
Nah, what like Wyatt Earp?
Well, that's a duster. That's a little bit different feel.
What do you mean long trench coat?
Like not quite trench, but like the ones that are like a little bit past hip.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like they got a little bit of length to them. I love them.
We should go leather shopping leather window shopping.
I had one time, but it was probably the cheapest leather coat I've ever bought. When like I got it on clearance, and like I wore it for like a season, but like it started to get beat up, and I'm like, this is shitty material. Like I don't want this.
I had one of the classic fucking rock and roll motorcycle ones.
Yes.
Fucking came up, it was back when I was big.
Oh, yeah.
$120, and And that fucking thing was so badass.
Oh, dude, I had it. I had one of those, and it was the one that had the zipper that came up at an angle.
Yes.
On it, and then it had the strap.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh hell yeah.
I
dude.
hated the shoulder straps. I cut those fucking things off because I just thought it looked gay. But that thing was so awesome.
Oh, man,
I don't even know
love that
why I
thing.
sold it. Of course, I wouldn't fit into it now. But anyways, I do have a leather jacket. It's like for special occasions.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Just collars.
Yeah,
you know,
it still works though.
Yeah. Slip-on shoes. I know you're getting older. You probably enjoy these, but do you like slip-on shoes like that?
I've got a pair. I don't wear them all the time. Like
Are you a fan, or would you rather tie them up?
I like them both ways. I'm
Are
at
we
the age
getting a
where-
yay or a nay?
I mean, I don't hate them. Like,
I'm giving it a yay.
like they're cool
I'm lazy.
as long as they're not Crocs.
Book reading.
Yeah, I like reading books.
Like books. Like I can read an article, but I'm not
like
reading.
books.
I'm not reading no books.
Nah, dude, I like books.
Okay.
I still.
What's the book you're reading now?
The last book that I read would have been the second David Goggins book.
Okay.
So like, dude, if you ever want to read a book, like just hear me out on it. If you ever want to like just read a book for entertainment, right?
It has to be something for me that it like really draws my attention. Otherwise, fuck it. Forget it.
Just I'm telling you, if you would give it a chance, like I'll give you a book. I'll even send you the ebook. I'll spend the $6 and I'll send it to you as your friend. If you would read it, and if you promise to give it 2 chapters, you know, if you can choke down 2 chapters and it ain't for you, fine, put it away.
Chapters make me vomit.
It's
Just
the-
hearing that word.
It's the Bonfire of the Vanities.
I've heard of that. Isn't that a movie?
Probably made a movie off of it, but it's a New York Times bestseller, and the book is amazing. It was one of those books like I don't very often like I enjoy book reading, but it's more of like I got a couple chapters of time in me. You know what I mean? To where like I'm very much. I mean, you know, I'm a very cerebral person. To where it's like if I read too much, I feel like I'm missing stuff because like I'm a person that'll read something and then want to think about it a little bit, right? Like that book was one of those books I had a hard time putting down in between. Like it's really, 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 really good. It's set in the 80s to where it's like a lot of stuff that makes sense to us. It's actually set in New York City in the 80s. And it's fucking good, dude.
Okay.
Like
All right. So
highly-
you're a yay.
Yeah, definitely. Do recommend.
All right, we're getting biblical here. Armageddon. Is that a yay or a nay?
It's coming.
You think so?
Yep.
Okay. I'm a believer. I believe in the good Lord and all that, but I don't think I think that was written by men. I don't think that's a thing.
It's coming.
Okay.
That's just my opinion.
How soon?
No, we don't get to know that.
Okay.
I know we're in the age of information, but we don't get to know everything.
All right. I can't find that on my cell phone. Maybe Jim and I would know. All right. Drano.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Now
dude.
wait, you're a pipe guy. You're a plumber. You've told me this.
I do, but
and,
like,
and you're okay with because you know that's not good on your pipes.
no. Do your homework on what you're using. That's the like. I don't care if you're dealing with something electric, which I don't like to do, a piece of plumbing, lighting, whatever it is that you're fucking with in your house. Know what you're dealing with.
Read a
first.
book. Is that what you're telling me?
But you
Read the
al-
fucking book.
But like, you also have to know like what your shit's made out of. The way that fucking PVC piping
Yeah.
is made these days,
You can't really hurt it.
Drano isn't going to fuck it up. What Drano is great for is this. When you have a bunch of people that use the same fucking shower, and these days it's fucking shampoo, conditioner, body wash, shaving cream,
Hair,
all of the shit
more
that goes in there,
hair.
right? To where the way that this stuff is formulated now, it actually breaks it down to where it actually helps clean out the pipes to where for what it costs to get a plumber into your house these days,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's a sink, whatever it is, I'm definitely a big fucking fan of it.
So here we are in this homestead.
Yeah.
Are you like okay, it's been 12 months. I'm putting some Drano down this thing.
Not unless it's needed.
So you don't do it unless it's needed. It's not a
No.
preventative.
No, but the thing that I will do, and I do this quite
Bleach?
often. No, I don't fucking use bleach.
What?
Listen to me. One of the things that I do, and I do it quite often, is if I'm getting a shower and I've got a few other things to do first, I will turn that water on as hot as I
yeah.
can possibly get it.
Yeah.
And I'll let it run for 10, 15 minutes. And I do it in the sinks all over the house.
Wait. You ain't going to have no hot water for your shower.
Trust me. It's fine.
Oh, I forgot. You're the 4-minute shower man.
I am. It's weird that you know that. I forgot. I don't know if I've ever told you that, but okay.
I'm pretty sure you have. That's why I know it.
Okay.
I log a lot of these things, okay?
It's interesting that you remember that.
That's why I know you've never told me about your mowing story.
Yeah, but some hot water along the way, like it'll save you a bunch of fucking headaches when it comes to your plumbing systems. But yes, I'm absolutely a fan of it. Read the fucking directions. All right, what people love to do
I
is
read
just
'em.
what they'll do is this: they'll pour some fucking Drano down, and then they'll want to turn the fucking
No,
water
you
right
gotta let
on.
it sit for 20. Dude, I am the master of pour the Drano. Go set the microwave timer for 20, 30 minutes, whatever it is.
Okay, but then what do you do when you come back?
Hot water for like 10 minutes.
No,
Yeah.
no, you're fucking yourself. So you want to go 20, right? Then you're going to come back and you're going to turn that fucking water on, right? And you're going to let it run for about 20 seconds. You're going to turn it back off. And then you're going to let it sit for another 20 minutes. You want to let it move through the process because think about it this way,
No, I understand.
Right?
I understand what you're saying.
you got to get the
if
second
you,
half.
if you flush it all the way through, what the hell did it do?
Right.
Well, then we haven't used Drano in a long time because what we did use it like almost every fucking 3 months.
Right. And
Because of
that's
this
why.
old fucking little house we were in, which we're still in. But since then, me and Junior
Yeah.
swapped those pipes out.
Right. So make sure you do. And if you're starting to use it more often, go through that process a couple of
I'm
times.
not using Drano at all anymore. But
We do sometimes though. I mean, hey,
we did. I'm telling you
it
that.
happens. I mean, we use it, but if you're strategic about it, but yes, you're right at the end. Let the hot water run again for a little bit. Let anything that's broke loose, that's on the verge, give it an opportunity to get the fuck out of there.
So you wait another 20 minutes after a brief rinse, and then. But you don't think that brief rinse blows it down through? He's like, no, sir.
Nope.
All right. Yeah, I am a yay for Drano because I know it does help.
Great.
Liver.
Fuck no. No fuck.
Not even the liver king?
No.
You're no liver
No.
king?
No.
I'm disappointed.
No.
I would never eat liver as a meal, but I'll take the supplements.
One of the most, I think I've told this one a couple times, one of the most biggest letdowns of my life. I'm upstairs doing homework. I'm maybe 14, and my mom's cooking, and the whole house just smells amazing. I mean, I can smell the gravy and the onions, and I'm like, fuck yeah. Like, I don't know what mom's making, but this smells amazing. She had gotten a sliced whole beef liver, right? So, like, we get downstairs to eat, and I'm jacked, bro. Like, onions, mushrooms, meat, gravy, like, oh. I take the first bite of it, and I'm like, I said, hey, Mom. I said, is something wrong with the liver? Did it go bad? She's like, well, I don't know. She saws a little piece off mine. She goes, no, that's perfect. And I was like, what?
So
She's
you had
like,
never had liver? Okay.
no. And like as a kid, it's one of those things as a kid, like my sisters love chicken livers.
Really?
Love them. Both my parents, my sisters, me and Josh, no bueno. And like my mom loved to get them and they deep fry them. Deep fried chicken livers.
They're
And,
not
like,
very big, are they?
No, and I ate one like one time, and I'm like, I like the deep fried part, but like this just ain't my jam, And I thought, well, maybe the beef liver is going to be amazing. And, no, fuck no, dude. Liver's terrible. There's people that are probably screaming at me right now, but it's gross.
I could never eat a liver.
No.
But it made me think about when we're harvesting a deer, maybe we should pull the liver out and take a big bite.
Max Miller would take them all.
Really?
Oh, yeah. The liver and the hearts, man. He swears by them.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think I would enjoy eating a liver, but they say
There's so much nutrients in them.
that when an animal takes another animal, that's one of the first organs they go for, is the liver, because they know it's packed full of nutrients that they need, which would make you think we should probably be eating some liver too. Now, listen, I'm on the nay side of the liver, but like I said, I'll take some supplements.
It cost me a decade, so be it. I'm not eating fucking liver.
All right. Sauerkraut.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
No.
Fuck yeah.
that shit.
Love it.
I'm out. We already talked about this. Fast food. We already know the answer to that one.
Gross.
Space exploration. What is this even necessary?
Yeah, dude, it's cool.
It's cool,
Why not see what's out there?
but are we wasting our fucking time?
No, why not fucking see what's out there, man?
It'd be like me closing my eyes in this basement and exploring. I'm probably just gonna find a bunch of nothing.
I think there's been a little bit more education put into it than that.
We sent a satellite the Hubble, which I think are cool. I think the pictures it's getting is cool.
Into the fucking sun.
I like it. It's neat, but is it worth all that money?
Yeah, dude, it's cool.
But listen,
It's super cool.
I love the idea of it.
I'm super cool.
I think it's cool too. I think it's cool, but I think I'm going to give it a nay because I think it's a big waste of motherfucking time.
Nope. I don't know. I think it's cool.
I like it though.
Go see what's going
Always
on out
thought
there.
it was cool.
Hey, man, we got more and more government agencies telling us that there's unidentified shit in our atmosphere. So let's see what's going on out there.
Aaron Rodgers,
What about him?
is he cool? Yay or nay?
Nay.
Is he going to play for Pittsburgh?
Don't care.
All right, elevators.
I can avoid him when I can.
That's what I was going to say. I don't understand why the older I get, the more when I get in the elevator, I'm like, this is a fucking death trap.
Yeah, I don't love him.
Okay. I'm going to say nay. Oh, I like him when they work, but yeah, when they break down, no good. Standard bike riding.
No.
Why?
What do you mean? Why?
The seats?
Have you tried an electric bike? You can do as much bike riding as you want with as much help
That's
as you
called
want.
coasting.
No, dude, you can ride that bike. You can pedal till your little heart's complete.
I'm talking standard bike riding.
Suck it.
Good exercise.
Eat a dick.
Once again,
No chance.
no lawn mowing and no. It's good exercise, Jake.
No.
Okay, I'm all for it.
I'm gonna go play basketball in the yard in the driveway with the kids first.
Okay, hiking. You got to be all for this.
Well, yeah, fucking being out in the woods, man.
Hell yeah. By the way, I'm probably gonna. I don't know when. We don't have a date set, but at some point, I'm taking the family down to the property and just doing some hiking.
One of the things we can talk about more offline, but we want to go camping. Like
Yeah.
you and the boy, and me and the boys.
Yeah,
5 of us go down. So like
Let's do
let's literally pick a date on the calendar for this summer,
we'll do some hiking as well.
and we'll leave on a Friday, come back on a Sunday.
Yeah, them not knowing that place, they're gonna think that place is the biggest place in the world.
They couldn't believe how big it was.
Yeah. I know the answer to this one. Karaoke.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Carry on my wayward
Everybody should
son.
go out and do some karaoke at least once.
It is funny.
It's a victimless crime, bro.
I know. Well, you can carry a tune better than I can.
It don't matter if you can carry a tune or not. Though. That's not what it's about. Like, I'm not going to be on fucking Star Search or American Idol. It's fun to go out there and sing songs you love.
Right, but the whole premise behind karaoke, and I'm pretty sure what karaoke stands for in Japanese is bad singer. It's supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be laughing at the people that can't sing.
Yeah.
But then when you get somebody that can't sing, you're like, oh, wow, he knows what he's doing or she knows what she's doing. Me, I would be right on the fence. There's a few songs that I can sing, and they might sound really good. You'd be like, wow, that was really good. And then there's a couple that I'm going to be like, ooh, fella needs a. But that's why it's karaoke, right?
It don't matter as long as you have fun. Nothing. You know, the most fun is when other people want to sing along with it. If you pick a catchy song that everybody knows, people want to sing along to,
Then it don't
it's
matter.
impossible to not have fun doing it.
Right. All right. Last one I have listed here, your favorite, and I only put him on here because he has a new Netflix Untold series. Your boy, Brett Favre.
Fuck Brett Favre, dude.
I couldn't even watch the whole thing because half of the Untold was like this some bimbo college girl that was like, she was basically in her bra. Brett Musburger talked about her. Next thing you know, she was like some famous bimbo.
There's a whole conspiracy theory around this already that basically this was contracted with Netflix a couple of years ago. And then with him being outspoken as a Republican in this last election, that they turned it from being like a positive Brett Favre documentary, drafted by Atlanta, nobody really wanted him, sent to Green Bay, the 5 touchdown game on the day that his dad passed away, all that stuff. Like they took it from being a positive, Iron Man, most yards documentary.
It's not a good look for him.
Just shitting all over him.
Yeah, it's you. That's what I was like, you would probably love it.
Yeah.
But like I said, half of this, like we're sitting there watching it. It's all about Brett Favre. Then my wife finally wakes up and turns around, and it's all about this girl. And like she's talking about Maxim and Playboy. She goes, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "Well, it wasn't about this a second ago. It was about Brett Favre and his horrible life."
Yeah, I don't care. I've said it before and I'll say it again. And if people want to judge me for it, I don't give a shit. One of my all-time favorite football games was when he was playing for Minnesota and they played the Saints, and it was the Bounty Gate game. And dude, just watching that dude get fucking lit up again. I was literally like in tears laughing watching that game. Like, holy shit, they got him again. And like, God love him. Like, he kept trying to get up. And man, you talk about taking an ass whooping in that game. If you ever get a chance, like I think that's the NFC Championship game from the year that the Saints won it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I got a few things to run through real quick.
Yeah, I got one more too.
Before we wrap up here. So just a few highlights for some recent events.
Yeah.
You know,
Let's do it.
so you know, as parents, we get used to the fact that our kids are growing up, right? And
Can be tough.
There's Hallmark events and moments and stuff that happen, right? So that I was telling you kind of off air that the youngest one, I took him down to the property for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
And he got to drive the Polaris, which took him a few minutes, but he got it figured out really, really well. There was a few spots that I was like, hey, slide over, you know, like just to get through, because part of the bottom was pretty damn wet. And like there's that one little creek you have to cross, which if you pussyfoot around with that, it's not going to go real well, you know?
No.
So, but he did really great. I mean, he took me all the way up through the whole way on the other side, which gets a little steep, you know, and he got the no power steering figured out. It took him a minute to get his brain wrapped around it, but
it's easier when you're moving.
yeah, but he did real well with that. And then when we got back up top, we pulled out some firearms. It's the first time he's been exposed to actually he himself doing a firearm, to where he shot a couple of them and really seemed to enjoy it. It was a really good experience. And then the last little part with him is we went into town to the local watering hole that we go to, and he likes chicken wings like I do. So ordered some wings, and we were sitting there chit chatting, and we noticed that this guy brought some stuff in, and you could smell the smoke coming off of it. So I asked, and I was like, "You guys got the smoker going today, huh?" She's like, "Yeah, it'll be about a half hour before it's ready." I'm like, "Well, let me know. You know, we might take something to go. You know." And we were just getting ready to leave, and she's like, "Hey, that's all done." You know, so we grabbed a half rack of ribs. You know, got home and we each ate one, and they were amazing. Like, they were so good.
Do you
then,
like them?
Oh yeah. Then he threw down on them the next day for lunch, which he doesn't eat a lot of leftovers, and he smashed them to where, like, it was a great experience all the way around.
Something we won't forget. For
No,
sure.
kind of manning up for the day, and he did a great job. I was so proud of him. So that was him on Saturday with me. Sunday, this was planned, and we had to get some details and stuff around it. Our 17-year-old went to his first Blossom concert with his buddies
Oh boy.
without us. Like, no other parents went along. It was Primus.
Primus?
Yeah, from the
That's
90s.
my band.
That's our era, man.
No, that's
Yeah.
my band.
Well, you should have gone, dude.
One of them. I didn't know they were in town.
Yeah, they were there, and he had a blast. Had a good time. Like,
Did he know any of the music?
he'd been listening to some of it, so we knew it going in. And like
Nice.
over the last several weeks, like, his music has expanded big time to where, like, loves Nirvana, loves Radiohead, Pearl Jam, you know, and like I've even gotten him into some of the older bands, Floyd, Zeppelin, like high up on the list for this guy. So it's like,
You have to tell him that your podcasting buddy Adam is a big Primus fan.
I'll have to let him know. He'll appreciate that.
Actually, this will make you laugh a little bit, but
Yeah.
Primus is a three-piece band.
Yeah.
The bassist sings.
Yeah.
They got a
A drummer.
guitarist that's off the wall, like really obscure stuff. And then the drummer, they've had like 4 or 5 drummers. But you got this one drummer named Herb. That's his nickname. I don't know why it would be Herb. Anyways, he's badass, and they would cover a lot of Rush, because Rush is a 3-piece. Primus is a 3-piece. Right? Right. Now listen, it gets better. So after Rush's drummer died, one of the greatest drummers of all time, Neil Peart, they did one of Rush's albums was Farewell to Kings. So they covered this album, Farewell to Kings, meaning Rush, because they're not gonna perform anymore because their drummer died. And it's a very difficult album. And they didn't just play the Rush album, they played some of their stuff too, but fucking
Nailed it.
amazing.
Well, I'm glad you got to enjoy that.
Yeah, so Baker and I went and watched Primus do Rush, because we're both big Rush heads, and I know you appreciate that.
I appreciate that on so many levels.
But yeah, Primus,
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So the last little story I got for you here. So have you heard me talk about Lewis Snyder?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, so Lewis Snyder was a year behind me in school. We were pretty good friends. I mean, even right after high school, like we spent some time running around with the same group of friends. I had a handful of friends that were from the class behind me, right? I played football with Lewis, wrestled with Lewis, to where I knew him the whole way through school. Shot a lot of pool in his dad's basement. He'd call me whenever he was home on leave. At one point in time, he took a pretty extended leave. He had done multiple tours in a row, to where it's like we hung out a lot for the one summer.
Which branch?
Marine Corps.
Nice.
And he was actually a radio operator for a Marine Recon Division. Bad mofo.
Yeah.
Like there's no sugarcoating around it. Like we talk about it, like all the things that we know Tim can do, like Lewis has done those and more. Like he's definitely been out on the crazy end of life. So he's out. He just retired from the Marine Corps as well. And he's back in the area, and he reached out to me, a little over a week ago. And I said, hey, I knew that the wife and the boys weren't going to be able to go with me. I had a little family get together down in Rittman on Saturday. And I said, on Sunday. And I said, hey, I'm going to be that direction. You're over in Medina. Like, you want to meet up in Medina or Wadsworth or something? So So we met up, we sat and talked for 3 hours. I mean, it's nice when you got friends that you can just, and it wasn't just like, oh, you remember that time. Like a lot of talk about like where we're at in life now and where we're going.
Sure.
And, what's next for you and what's next for me and stuff, We're about 2 hours and 40 minutes in, just sitting there kind of chit-chatting. And I'm just like, just straight butt. You know what I mean? And like not good at all. And he looks at me and I look at him. I'm like, I know you didn't do that because you would have called it. He goes, pretty sure you didn't do that. I'm like, of course I would have called it. I would have stood up and ripped it loud. Like, you know what I mean? Like, ain't no shame in my game. To where we're trying to figure it out right behind him. I couldn't hardly see the guy. This guy is fucking wasted. And I'm talking like wasted, trying to put money in this Keno machine, right? And like, he is struggling mightily to get a $10 bill into the machine. I mean, this is like...
Where is this at?
This is at Spunk's.
Oh.
Right? And so, like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, is this guy? Well, he kind of stands up and he starts kind of going through his wallet, right? And, like, the smell, like, dissipates quite a bit, And then he leans back over and he's, like, back trying to get it in. And, like a wave, it hits you back in the face.
He shit his pants.
Dude, I started looking, straight pooped his pants. I'm talking like the wet, the brown, the whole 9 yards. So it's just like, what in the hell? So the patio wasn't open because it was kind of chilly this weekend. And like, so we just got up and Lewis is like, oh, I'm going to smoke a cigar. I'm like, I don't smoke cigars, so that's fine. So we were walking back and our waitress is like, where you guys going? We're like, we're just going outside. Like, you might want to give anybody that table for a minute or like get that guy out of here, yada, yada, yada. And she's like, oh, okay. So like we went out back and just sat there for like another half hour. When we went back in, the bartender goes, like, thanks for letting us know. And that guy was completely gone. So it was like, man, it'd been a while since I've been around some dude straight shit in his pants in public.
That happened to us when we went and visited my dad at the old folks home. But you kind of expect that at the old folks home.
But drink until you shit your pants is different than age until you shit your pants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I was going to say. I mean,
so
that's the last time I experienced that. But yeah, at the bar, yes. No
and
good.
if somebody's out with somebody that shits their pants, I don't care if you're having fun. Your night's over. You chose to have a friend that gets so drunk that they shit their pants. Take them home. Right?
Well, you can't get too mad if somebody shits their pants. I mean, I've not done it, but...
Okay, if you and I went out, and I got so drunk that I shit my pants, you gonna leave me to wallow around in public in my shitty pants?
Probably.
Really? It's pretty fucked up, man.
For comedy's sake, yes.
Just so you can talk shit about it on here.
Guess what Jake fucking did last Saturday night?
Like villagers running away
Fell
from the
asleep
troll.
on the bar and fucking shit his pants. Don't do that.
No.
I don't want to have to tell that story.
Dude,
in
I've
real
puked
life.
I've puked many a times.
Oh yeah, me too.
The number of times I have shit my pants has never been because I was so drunk.
Right.
It's been because you trusted the wrong fart. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
Well, don't get me wrong.
on that note, that's all I have.
I've cut my underwear free at work a couple times.
I'm done in the woods.
Cutting this side, that's going right in the trash. I'm gonna wipe up and I'm going commando, baby. Fucking underwear got in the way again.
Yeah, but you imagine if you were going commando and you had nothing to save you?
Well, no, that's why you don't go commando.
Then you go home.
Yeah, I gotta leave.
You call in sick after you're in the parking lot.
Yeah, you're like, I had to leave.
Right.
What do you mean? I gotta leave.
It's an emergency. I don't even want to talk about it right now.
The cops would have let me go. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, what's your finisher?
The last one, and I think we both feel this way. I wrote this down because I really do feel this way, and I don't mean that everything in my life is great, because that would be a lie. It's not a Facebook life, but you know what? I think you mentioned this kind of the other day, and I think I agree with you. Like winning the lottery of life. You and I both have talked about I've always felt like I was going to win the lottery, and I know you have said the same thing. You had that feeling, and I think sometimes you don't necessarily have to win the monetary lottery.
Yeah.
But I do. I really enjoy where I'm at in my life. I enjoy my wife, my 2 kids. Now, like I said, and I'm going to explain this, it doesn't mean it's fucking cherries and candy on top every fucking day. We have our problems and we struggle through them, but we get through them.
Yeah.
And I guess the whole point is, it almost is like winning there's a lot of people in a lot worse situations than me, and
Sure.
I would never want to have to be in those situations.
Agreed.
And I don't know. I'm cherishing the moment of being in a good place.
I agree. And one of the things, I don't know if this happens to you, is I find myself more and more frequently, like if I have to run downtown and get something, you know what I mean? I just find myself in a great mood around it. You know what I mean? Like the life that I've worked, to create, that we've worked to create together. You know what I mean? I'm just like, what's there to really be that upset about in this moment? You know what I mean? And it's just like, I feel like I drive around with a little bit more of a smile on my face these days.
I guess where I'm at is like, the whole point is, if you really did win the lottery, how much would change? Maybe your surroundings a little bit, but maybe not. And I think like in our situation where we live and everything, we probably would move. But would anything really truly change? I don't think it would. And I think that's where I'm kind of going with this. Is like, what more do I need?
I think I'd have a bigger fear of like, what would change that you don't want to,
right?
As a result, like I think that some things would change. You know what I mean? Like my employment status would change, how I actually spend my time during my days. Like some of that kind of stuff would change.
Oh yeah.
But like I wouldn't want a lot of the dynamics in my life to change at all.
That's what I mean.
Like,
yeah, of course,
like
employment, depending on how much you won. I mean, obviously, you may not work anymore.
I think that we all get to a place, and I think anybody that has ever, felt like they achieved anything in life, whether that achievement is, owning a home, raising kids, getting married, having a family, having a job that you work hard at and you're respected, like whatever that looks like for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that like there comes a time, and it's not like you just put it on cruise control as a result, but like, I think when you finally let yourself enjoy that for a minute, when you can let yourself feel that you've actually made it, like this is what I wanted 20 years ago that I couldn't imagine be in my life now.
I mean, for me, it's not just the family as well.
Yeah.
It's like friends, like you.
Well, yeah.
And the people that I'm around. It's like, let's just say hunting, for instance.
Yeah.
I would have never done that in a million years without meeting you and getting involved with that.
Right.
So there's other things in my life that I would never have gotten to, like with my stepdad and some of the things that he's, shown me and things like that. So I don't know. It's just like, I feel a blessed life, and I do.
Yeah.
And I do. And I'm very grateful. Like when I'm in by myself and I'm walking through the basement, I'll look up at the window and I'll just be like, God, I'm just so appreciative of everything. You gotta be.
Agreed. I mean, it's almost like a stop and smell the roses kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's great. I mean, I think that if you're getting to be our age and you don't feel that way, you need to examine why.
Yeah.
And figure out what it's going to take to change it.
Yeah.
Because I think that you get to a point in your life, and this is how you should feel. I think that you should.
And you
there's something to be with like genuinely at peace and be happy with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and we go through this at our house a lot because the wife still getting on the tail end of menopause, and crazy 19-year-old daughter with the crazy hormones.
Yeah.
There's a lot of negativity that happens, but
Yep.
you gotta push that. Like, hey, it don't matter how crazy the world is.
Yep.
We live right here, and this is our world.
Yep.
And there is things to look forward to.
Yeah.
And world's not that bad. You can make your world fabulous. You got to block out some noise.
Agreed. I couldn't agree more. And I would encourage people to find this more often. I feel like we live in a society where like everything negative is what gets personified most of the time.
100%.
Like you turn on the news, these are the 14 bad things going on. Oh, by the way, there was a fashion show for puppies in downtown on Saturday as like the last 30 seconds to finish off the show.
Here's a prime example of your statement. If you were to get into an argument with a spouse or a past spouse,
Yeah.
the things would be brought up were all the negative things. You wouldn't be like, and by the way, I love the way you went to the store last week and bought all the shit for food or for all the dinners. You would never say that. You would just say,
Right.
You're an asshole the way you slammed the door when you left or whatever,
You know what? But you know what? That's another part of it, though, is like I think getting to a point where you don't do that
Yeah.
to the people in your life. You know what I mean? If you wanted to look at the people that you're closest to, normally there's going to be a pretty strong timeline that goes with that, right?
Sure.
To where we've all done some dumb shit in our life. Even if it wasn't directly to hurt somebody in our life, it's had a negative effect on somebody in our life.
Sure.
Right? To where if that's the sum of what we are, like that's never gonna fucking work, because all you're gonna do is hold a bunch of grudges against fucking people.
No, I get it, but that's going to be the first thing that people argue about.
Oh, it is. But like that's where I would encourage anybody, like it's so hard to do, but like inside your arguments, keep it to the argument. Because like if you couldn't bring up the door slam from last Tuesday, you don't get to bring it up this Sunday.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like those are the kind of things, and it's like, we've had a couple deep conversations about it. To where it's like, let's not be those people.
No,
like
it's no good.
let's not nitpick each other to where we're trying to find the little things that are wrong. We're trying to pile on 11 different reasons. Well, I'm losing this argument, because I can see in my mind that like I was kind of an asshole about this. So let me bring up 6 other things.
It's also habitual. It's what you're used to.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you what, I don't know, a couple years ago, we would have sit down and we would say, all right, talk about what's been bothering you.
Yeah.
But that's all negative. It's good to talk about.
Yeah.
But it's all negative. So the other day, the wife and I were talking. I said we need to have a sit down and talk about what you like about that, or what things that are positive.
Yeah.
What are some good things that happen in your life? Tell me something good that your brother did for you this week.
Right.
Even if it's nothing. Just, I can't think of nothing. Well, it's better than saying, I hate when he's always in his room on his phone.
Yeah.
It just let's just switch it around. It's all about perspective.
It is, man.
Really, really is about perspective.
It is. I mean, you can choose to dwell on the good or dwell on the bad.
Exactly.
Don't get me wrong. There's fucking times. There's times that it feels like you can't catch a fucking break, that it's one thing after another. If it's not a fucking mower deck, it's a belt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like sometimes it feels like that. But if you let that be your thing, here, let me give you for instance. And like, I don't mean this to throw shade at anybody, but there's an older man in my life that's been there a long time, and I love him very much. And he is always like that person that is never happy for anybody else's success,
Yeah.
And there's always how could I get that lucky? Why didn't I get lucky like that? And it's like, maybe just be happy for other people. Maybe it all isn't luck. You know what I mean? Like
maybe they worked hard.
right.
Yeah.
Maybe like they worked hard, but it's just like, that's where, we've talked about with the property, can you imagine any of us being mad at each other for shooting a big deer? It's high fives and handshakes and who's going to go get the Polaris, and, Josh is going to strip down to fucking pants, boots, a fucking toboggan, and a pair of gloves.
He's stripping down to tidy blueies.
Right. You know what I mean? But he's doing the work, and like, we're stoked about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think that
I think that's just who you surround yourself with. Because
It is.
there's plenty of people that would be upset. Like, Jesus, can you believe that?
Right. You got to appreciate your people, you know?
Yeah.
It just makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
You know?
100%.
It's like that's why like I try to not like, I don't watch a lot of news anymore. I'll read about stuff
We don't.
more than I'll actually like watch the news because it's like I can't handle the
You
negative.
know, I've found myself, I don't watch any news.
Yeah.
Except I've recently, on certain days of the week when I don't have to go in, and I have about a half an hour from like 7:30 to 8, I will actually flip on channel 8, and I flipped it on to see what was going on.
Yeah.
But it's not a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of fucking what's going on in Cleveland. And
Yeah.
it's literally like it's none of this evening news shit.
Yeah.
5 were killed on the corner of whatever.
Right.
So it's different, and we kind of enjoy it. And it's kicking it with Kenny, and he's doing some stupid stuff, but
Right.
he's got a great personality, and he's
Right.
funny. And I don't know. You just have to. You don't have to live in that world, is what I'm saying. And
You don't.
And that doesn't mean that I don't get down. That doesn't mean that
We all do.
even last week, the middle of last week, I was like, and I don't hate my job. So when I say this, it doesn't mean I wish I had a different job. But sometimes, as anybody knows, the job can get to you.
Sure.
And I was sitting there thinking like, God, I enjoy the work, but it is so much work. And I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I need to find something else. And then the next reflection is, it's a great fucking job.
Yeah.
It's a great fucking company.
Yeah.
You get to fucking work from home. It's all these positive things.
Yeah.
It's like you need to be more appreciative, and not only that, you are the provider to this fucking family. Suck it up.
Right.
And get to it.
Right.
And but like I said, everybody goes through that, but it's hard.
Sure.
There's a lot of people that can't fucking twist that like that.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I've had times that I worry my way through the weekend because of what's coming the following week and stuff. And it's like, I've tried to change a lot of that, like, and I've even I'll be the first one to admit, like, there's days that I work late, a lot of days that I work late. But like, there was a day not too long ago and I just sent my boss a message and I'm like, hey, I don't feel like I should be making a lot of these high level decisions right now the rest of the day. It's 3:30. I'm going to go ahead and call it, I'll be back in front of my computer tomorrow morning, rocking it out like I always do. I'm just letting you know, like, if something is actually on fire, call me. But if not, I'm just going to kind of go get a few things done around the house and just kind of reset a little bit.
Yeah,
you
you
know,
have to.
and I think it's good. I mean, being able to do that kind of stuff a little bit.
You know, that's with the company I'm at now. It's the first company I ever have been with.
Yeah.
Which I haven't been with that many, but where they talk about burnout.
Yeah.
And I know why they talk about it, because they put a lot on us.
Yeah.
But you know what? Starting in, I didn't have to negotiate anything. I got 4 weeks straight off the bat, and it wasn't because of my anything.
Just because they want you to take the time.
It's in the freaking thing. FTO, take the 4 weeks so you don't get burnt out. So I mean, that's a different world for me.
I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, it should be, because they don't realize that shit.
Yeah. And let's keep living the high life. I mean, if one of us wins the lottery, it's good to know we're both going to be retiring,
I'm just saying though, as much as I would love that, I don't know if it's that necessary.
I'm just saying I'd take it.
Of course I would too. Let's go. All right, let's kick this shit off.
I win a hundo. I'll get you a couple. It'll be fine.
All right,
Set you up. Sames. I'll take it. You guys heard it. Verbal contract. Hey, just like we're talking about enjoying it, getting down, sometimes it's difficult, right? If you're really struggling with the stuff and you really need to reach out for help, please don't hesitate. Reach out. If you just dial 988 and hit send on your phone, it will take you to the crisis hotline. They will be able to help you. If you don't have a phone, get online, and it's 988lifeline.org.
All right, so if you're having bad thoughts about hurting yourself or others, or just can't kick that substance abuse, call those numbers or dial that number that Jake just said.
That's right. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Pip, pip.
Cheerio.